today, Father. Rest from all their worries. Rest from anything that might be burdening them, anything that might be oppressing them, God. I just ask that you give us a new beginning, a fresh new start, God. That you will lead us, Father, because you said that in your word you says that those who receive the Holy Spirit are led by the Spirit. So I ask, God, in this season, in 2025, that you will lead us, oh God, to our promise. God, that there will be no delay, no stagnation, no interference, oh God, no hindrance. I ask that you unlock, God, the unknown to us, Father, that there be heaven on earth. I'm so thankful, and I pray all these things in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. Father, I ask that you give us just clarity and favor in all things that you call us to do. In the mighty name of Jesus Christ, we pray. Amen. So, y'all, I'm just so thankful today. Church was so good, and so I'm actually about to clean this house up and find something to cook. So, vibe with me. Vibe with me. Vibe with me. When I taste the Beatles. We were in the car and we heard this crazy song, and it's just in my head. It's just in my head. So, y'all gonna have to vibe with me today because first of all, I don't know what I'm cooking. What should I cook? Should I cook chicken, macaroni? I already had yams last week. I don't want to make no yams. Should I cook chicken? First, I'm gonna put my phone on Do Not Disturb, so that nobody will call while we vibing. When I First of all, refrigerator. I'm really trying. Okay, y'all, what do y'all want me to take out? Huh? Okay, it will be not making no dresses today. Oh, wrong cabinet. Not making no. It will be tacos or spaghetti or chicken and fries. Do your sister agree with that? Okay. So I guess spaghetti it is. If I get in your way, he gonna deal with me. God is so good, y'all. So good. I can't believe I went to church with my shirt like this, y'all. I was smashing. I was trying to eat me some food. Because sometimes we stay at church longer than 11 o'clock. So I don't be trying to be hungry and get my stomach trying to talk while the pastor talking. You feel me? Like, so I be eating before church. And I messed up my shirt right before we got there. Craziness, right? I know. You say all the time, peace and quiet. But for my love, I need it right. I hope you capture my drift. Said I need it right. I don't want to see it shit, but I need better than it's before. Honey, I'm home stuff. Are you tired of this? Say that you've been working late for the third time this week. I'm straight, cause I love to routine. Love to routine. Love to routine. How y'all doing today? You a vibe all by yourself. Yes, I am. God did it. He made me this way. Some people think I'm a little crazy. But I think I'm perfectly fine. What do you think? You think of roses and... Hey, y'all. I slept on the couch for 3 days because I was watching Wu-Tang. And I didn't mean to fall asleep on the couch. I was just trying to watch my show. But I'm done watching it. It was so good. It gave me more of a respect for Method Man, Ghostface. Like, I literally already... Really, Tiana Taylor is the person who put me up on Ghostface. Because she just did a song with Method Man and Ghostface called Gonna Love Me. So I already knew about them, but I didn't know that Ghostface was part of the Wu-Tang Clan. You know, I'm a millennial. I'm young. Don't do me. But because it was a series. Like, I do my work or whatever, and then after I get off work, I lay on the couch and I be trying to watch my show because I don't like laying in the bed all the time. So I had just start going to my bed or whatever. I mean, going to the couch watching Wu-Tang, and I'll fall asleep, and then I'll wake up. Some days I did wake up and go upstairs and go to my bed, but 3 days straight, I woke up, found myself laying on the couch watching Wu-Tang, y'all. I didn't even know it was so good. Hi everybody. You like Wu-Tang? Oh my God, you met RZA? That's fire. That's fire. You know what? I truly believe that people who actually get a chance to meet, I feel like people who come in contact with people who become really successful is in your cars to become successful. Like, I met 50 Cent when I was I want to say 13, 14 years old. And I met Cash Doll. I'm from Detroit, so of course I met Cash Doll, but I'm talking about really close proximity to people to where you actually talking to them. I feel like it's because you eventually gonna be real successful. That's just how I feel. Especially when it's a lot of people from where you from that's coming up. BMF the movie, I'm trying to think. The one who played Young Miami boyfriend, Mike Morrell, I went to school with him. That was really one of my good friends. Lavish D from Sacramento. Honeycomb Beezy. Who else? I met a lot of people. And I know that it's destined for me to be known worldwide. But I feel like people who be in the vicinity of really successful people, that is because you have a calling on your life. And it's gonna be your turn. It's gonna be your turn. It's gonna be your turn. Okay. You think of roses and daisies. I think of passionate fire like daisies. You say all the time, please surprise. I need you right here. I hope you can see. Hi, Iran. How you doing? I don't want no sinking ship, but I know better than the typical. Honey, I'm home. Alright, so they want spaghetti again. I done made spaghetti 2 times in the last month already. They want spaghetti again. After this, I really need to go get a pan so I can make some dressing. Because I got dressing, I got cranberry sauce, I got macaroni. What am I gonna make with that? I got chicken. I feel like I need to make some cabbage because I think I got a cabbage in there that I have had for a little while. Hey y'all, let me show y'all this book I got. got this book, y'all. It's called Satan's Bait. I got this from my church. And it's talking about living free from the deadly trap of offense. And it's such a good book because it's like, I think the spirit of offense is what keeps us from growing and elevating and really receiving what's for us. Because sometimes when people trying to teach you things, and this goes for me as well, like even sometimes when people try to teach you things, or when people speak out publicly about things that you might be going through, you might automatically feel offended when that is not what God is allowing you to hear the word for. The word is for you to be edified, which means for you to hear it and for you to be delivered through knowledge. Because once you have the knowledge of something, you have the tools you need to improve or change or whatever. Your voice is good. Thank you. Yeah. So it's just so crazy because it's like you can be hearing something that is really, really helpful to your life, but because you feel like somebody is attacking you, or you feel like somebody is exposing whatever I'm going through, whatever the case, you could build some type of bitterness inside or some type of rebellion. You know what I'm saying? And it makes you automatically want to go against what they're saying when the message was literally only to help you. So that's crazy. And so that's what the book is about. It's called The Bait of Satan. And the reason why it's called that is because offense is what's causing a lot of people not to come to God, not to change their ways, not to change their life, not to become better people, because they feel like you telling my business, you exposing me, you this and that, and that's not what's happening. That's not what's happening. Yeah, guys, we gotta get to the point where we okay with constructive criticism. We okay with our skeletons being out, okay? Because you don't have to be whatever situation basically don't have to define you. You don't have to, that is not who you are. If you are determined to be better than that, that's who you were yesterday. Today, you somebody else. Yep. Oh, I gotta keep my house clean, y'all. Cause honey, when you first move into a house, you be thinking like, oh, I want some furniture. And then as soon as you get it, you realize that it's just more stuff for you to clean. Literally, more stuff for you to clean. Because now we don't only have to mop and sweep and clean our rooms. You got to clean the kitchen table and make sure ain't nothing under the couch. I just want to buy me some new covers and stuff so my whole room can match my bed. Because at first, I had a little blower bed, y'all. But now, I want my new bed and my whole room to just match and look real girly and like a place where I want to be all day. But I don't know. I ain't gonna lie. I don't want to be in my room all day. I'm in a phase right now where I just want to grind. My desk and my desk is like my favorite place to be because it's where the magic happens. So I'll be trying not to be in my room that much. I need to put my coffee table in the middle of the floor. It's over here because I was trying to wait. So that I can put the legs on my couch. Grown folk stuff. Man, it was like I used to be like, oh, I gotta get my dining room table, I gotta get this, blah blah blah. Then now that I got it, it's like more things to clean. Don't touch me, girl, I'm not ready. I'm sorry, but my heart You taking a lazy Sunday break? I'm finna too in a minute. I'm just finna clean up my kitchen. I already took the food out because I got to unthaw. I wish I would have knew they wanted spaghetti before I even went to church because I would have been took it out. And then I'm going to I am going to take a nap afterwards. Probably watch me a couple of YouTube videos, some funny videos. I watched this girl yesterday. She was completely hilarious. And I'm talking about I could not even get off her page because she was funny. But after I take my nap and watch me a little YouTube videos, I'm actually going to get up and start doing some taxes. I'm going to be doing taxes today because I'm not playing about this season. I have a goal and I'm going to accomplish that goal. But I need to get me a tablecloth and I need to get me some coasters because it scratches already on my table. Leave me in peace all alone. I'd rather wallow. Don't take me about my sorrows. Oh, I need to feel it. I need to feel it. So I can heal it, baby. So I can heal it, baby. Oh, I need to feel it, baby. Oh, yeah. Dang, you just reminded me to do my taxes. Yes, and I will help y'all with y'all taxes if y'all need help with y'all taxes because that's what I do. All right. I can't be procrastinating or it's gonna kill my time. So y'all come with me over here to do my dishes, guys. Don't take me up on my sorrow. I need to feel it. I need to feel it. So I can heal it, baby. Oh, I need to feel it, baby. Do y'all think it's gonna be OD if I get a white carpet to go in my front room? Do y'all think it's gonna be OD to get a white carpet? Because it's gonna be too much to clean or what? I need to feel it. So I can heal it, baby. Oh, I need to feel it, baby. Oh, yeah. I think the strongest people in the world are people who know how to exist by themselves. Like people who don't always need to go outside of themselves to get attention from other people, or they're okay with being by themselves and they don't just feel so lonely. Like I think we some of the strongest people. That's called introvertish. I think introverts are some of the strongest people. Because a lot of people, the reason why they get themselves into stuff is because they don't know how to exist by themselves. They always need another person to validate their existence. I need to feel it, baby. Oh, yeah. I ain't gonna lie. After next Sunday, I'm gonna take a break from church because I'll be a little tired. When you work all week, and then you gotta, Saturdays, I be trying to relax and give my Saturdays to God because that's the Sabbath day. So, I don't really do too much on Saturdays. I try not to, but to relax. But then Sunday, you gotta get up you gotta get up just like any other day of the week. So, I think after next Sunday, I'm just take me a 1 week break. I need to feel it, baby. Oh, yeah. y'all. I got Twitch. I'm on Twitch. Donnathebillionaire. I've already set it up. I just gotta start streaming. This is gonna be a really beautiful year if y'all just focus up. If you just focus, it's gonna be a beautiful year. It's like the opposition of the world that don't want you to be big and be great, going to send things, people, places, things to distract you. But if you're strong enough to prioritize your time and prioritize your money, I'm talking about it's open heavens right now. Open heavens. Let me see what y'all saying. Let her cook. I can't even see. Okay. I like to hear. Oh, what? I have to look that up. Olivia Dean. Okay. I'm going to look that up because I can sing now. If y'all want to hear me do covers, I surely will. I surely will. Because I give y'all business tips and self-improvement tips and stuff on this channel, but I really want to do more of just a day in the life. A day in my life. And then I got another channel, y'all. It's called Donnathebillionaire TV, but I haven't made it public yet. So on that channel, we're doing all things entertainment. So I hope y'all enjoy it. Just stay tuned into this channel so when I drop Donnathebillionaire TV, y'all will know because I'm going to post it in my community post. But I want to upload a lot of videos before I make them public on that channel. But this is like my primary base channel because everybody know me as Donnathebillionaire. So if anybody was ever looking for me, they could find me on this channel. Yeah, because I don't do Facebook. I don't do Instagram. Like if you see my Instagram, I ain't posted on Instagram in weeks. I don't really do no other platform but YouTube because I don't do nothing that don't pay me. If it don't pay me, I don't want it. Don't want it. So YouTube is my main platform, and it's like where I want people to always be able to find me, no matter how big I get, no matter how big my influence get. Donnathebillionaire is where they're gonna be able to look back and see my history. So I can feel it, baby. Oh, I need to feel it, baby. Oh yeah. Does it even pay? Does what? YouTube? Of course. I just got my first YouTube check last month. Oh, Twitch do pay. Of course. Twitch pays, I think it's like $5 per subscription. But that don't have nothing to do with like the ads and everything. And you know, like, so y'all know I'm a business consultant. I'm gonna give y'all some tea. Real quick. Because every single successful business, right, has a marketing budget. And so marketing budgets go to things like press, maybe putting yourself in a newspaper or putting yourself in a magazine, you know, putting an ad in the magazine, or of course y'all know commercials, maybe radio ads, or influencer marketing where you might pay an influencer to speak about you, which draws their audience to you, or it could be like you going to sit down on a podcast or something and do an interview. These are all things that marketing budgets pay for. And so when it comes to platforms like YouTube and Twitch, we also get paid ad money, which means there are other companies that see us having an influence and they want to pay us to put their network or whatever in front of our audience. So that's one way to get paid. And then of course you get paid from your views on Twitch. You get paid for your subscriptions. But then also not just ad revenue, but you get brand deals. So ad revenue and brand deals are two different things. Ad revenue is when they just want you to speak about or not even speak about. They could already have a sales video that they want to run through your channel, and they'll pay you for it. They'll pay you like a certain amount for a couple of seconds on your channel or whatever like that. But a brand deal is when an actual company has a product or a service that they want you to specifically speak about. They're not going to be the one making up the video. They want you to actually voice your opinion on their service or product to your audience. So it's like so many ways to get paid on these platforms. It's not just about, oh, I got 1,000 views and I only got this much subscribers. That's not the only way that you can get paid on these platforms. So just keep that in mind, because I feel like a lot of people do not start their platforms because they feel like, oh, I don't have enough influence, or I don't have this, or I don't have that. When if you just get started slowly but surely, your influence will grow and you will have people reaching out to you. So yes, it's all about the marketing budget. That's what it's about. Every single company in the world has a marketing budget. Even me, for my company, I have a marketing budget, but I choose to promote my company on different platforms and stuff like that. Because what I noticed is that the people who actually know you, those are not the people that support you. Those are the people who are just monitoring, because they either want to see what you're doing, they need inspiration to finally do something for themselves, or they just want to see is you becoming successful yet. They just monitoring. That's called a monitoring spirit. They don't have no intent to support you at all. They just want to watch you and see how far you go, or they want to watch you get inspiration and then copy. So I like to promote my businesses and stuff on platforms outside of platforms where people I know. I like to promote my businesses to people I absolutely do not know. Like, I barely even promote my businesses on my platforms. Like, the places I promote my business, trust me, y'all have no idea where they are. And I don't even have my face on it. The acoustic version. Oh, you fire. You know something, because I love singing acoustic music. That's like the best music. So the song that I was just singing, it's an acoustic version of that. And then it's this song called I Choose You by Kiana Lede. That's acoustic. I really love that. And then SZA, she got some really good acoustic music. Summer, SZA, Kehlani, Kiana Lede. They got some good acoustic music. I need to feel it, baby. Oh yeah. I'm gonna start singing y'all to sleep some days. Y'all gotta give me song requests so I can look them up, learn them, and then I could just do some live streams where I'm just singing to y'all. But it's gonna be late night, like the Quiet Storm. Cause I used to like the Quiet Storm a lot. Something to go to sleep to. I used to love that. One thing about a Sunday, I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm gonna put y'all hit to something. You gotta have good food on a Sunday. I don't care if you don't eat no good food no other day of the week. You gotta eat some good food on a Sunday. Alicia Keys, any song from her. What song? This towel is through after this. But I got clean ones. I just washed these, so I'm gonna have to switch that one out. That way is through. I was wondering, baby, if I made you my baby, could we do the unthinkable? look crazy. Or would it be so beautiful? Either way I'm saying, if you ask me, I'm ready. If you ask me, I'm ready. Moment of honesty. I gotta listen to that. Someone's gonna take the lead tonight. Who it's gonna be? I don't know if it's words to that song. That's why I'm like trying to think of the words while I'm singing it. I'm gonna sit right here and tell you what it comes to me. If you want something, you should say right now. You give me a feeling that I never felt before. I do this to sing to myself. It's because it's something that's impossible to ignore. That thing needs to be clean. I gotta soak that for a minute because it's dirty. I was wondering, baby, if I made you my baby, would we do the unthinkable? Or would it make us look crazy? Or would it be so beautiful? Either way I'm saying, if you ask me, I'm ready. If you ask me, I'm ready. I want to learn some Lauryn Hill songs, some acapella, because that girl, she got some joints, and she can sing. If you ask me, I'm ready. Oh man. Man, I heard this song today. I heard this song today that is very dangerous, y'all. You ever heard a song? That's why God tell you to guard your eyes and your ear gates, because have you ever heard a song that made you want to go do something that you shouldn't be doing? I'm telling y'all. People be so caught up on theology, and they be like, oh, the Bible ain't real because it's all these other books missing, and the original Bible is this and that. You missing the point. It is principles. I can't touch my hair because if it get wet, it's going to get curly, y'all. But it's principles in the Bible that are so very important, because it's a helper for us. Because you fail to realize that the things you allow yourself to listen to, the things that you allow yourself to watch, the things that you allow to receive into your spirit, the things you receive into your spirit, it could be an open door. It can be an open door for satanic activity, y'all. For real. Next thing you know, you listening to some whoop that trick, you ready to whoop that trick. Like, no, for real. But the song, it was about, what was it saying? It was something about some, I think it was like, when I chase tequila, something. It was something about some drinking. I'm talking about that song made me feel like I wanted to go to the bar right now. Right snack right after church, and I don't even drink. So that's why it's very, 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 very important that you listen. That you are very cautious to what you allow in your spirit, y'all. For real now. I ain't being over religious. I'm being serious. I'm being very, very serious. For real. Fly away. Fly away. I need to take them clothes upstairs, but I need me a sit down break. Okay? it is hot. I gotta take this off. Y'all, I messed up my shirt. Y'all gonna have, I feel like I was doing like how the kids do. You know how when you tell your kids, you know how when you tell your kids, this chair got something at the bottom of it. I can feel it. You know how you tell your kids like, don't mess up your clothes before you go to church. Oh yeah, I was one of them kids. Today, I messed up my clothes before I went to church. Okay, so I took the hamburger out for the spaghetti. I cleaned the kitchen. All I gotta do is sweep the floor, which I'm finna do. And when I taste the keto, I'm telling y'all, that junk was so crazy. Like, it was so crazy. Y'all, people love me. Like, people really love me. It's so crazy. Like, people really love me. And I know it's nothing but God. Like, because the me without God is not so commendable. But the me with God involved is something serious. This lady, she gave me this too. She's such a sweetheart. When let me stop singing that song. See what I'm saying? You gotta watch your eyes and your ear gates, y'all. Gotta watch your eyes and your ear gates, people. Because it's important. So y'all, tell me some stuff that y'all want me to record about besides the day in the life, because I don't really want to do too much of nothing else. This not my channel for business no more, even though because I just live entrepreneurship, I probably still put some videos out. I think I'm supposed to have is anybody on here who like you feed your shirt sometimes too? Is anybody on here that's like a firearm lover? Because I'm a firearm lover and I probably will forever be a firearm lover. Because it's like a bonded thing, like me and my brothers used to do. Like we go to the gun range together and stuff like that. But if I'm not mistaken, I think I'm supposed to do like one clip, it's supposed to be like one hollow, one army round. That's what I think. So I got all hollows in there. So if you are a firearm lover, let me know. Because actually this guy, he's like a country guy, and I think he goes shooting all the time. And he was telling me like that I post a little, so like this one got all army rounds. I think I should mix them. I think I should do one hollow tip, one army round, one hollow, one army round, like that. But that's what he told me to do. I don't know, but I want to go buy some more hollows because I like hollow tips better, but like when I go to the gun range to just go, I like to use army rounds because they like more, I guess I want to say they like more throwaways, but I can't say that because I don't think no ammunition is hollow point and full metal jack. Be careful with what? Trust me. I took firearm class, and I think I got my certificate here with me. I got a license. It's expired, but I gotta go get it renewed. I don't know if they upstairs or down here. might be in here. It might be in here. Yeah, I'm not going. But yeah. Oh, where is it? Can you see? This certificate hereby certifies that Donna has successfully completed an 8-hour concealed pistol license course. See? Trust me, I know what to do with that 5. I know what to do with that 5. I just gotta go renew it. My birthday just passed. But honestly, for me, it's more so, I do have a lot of certifications. Thank you. So you are a smart lady. I am. This is my GED transcript. I got a GED and went straight to college. I've been in school my whole entire life, but I'm not going back. I'm not going back until, I don't know. I don't want to go back right now. No time soon. But yeah, I had to take, so I had to get my gun license, y'all, because I didn't want to have no firearm in the house with my kids without really knowing what to do with it. Like, my whole entire life, my brother, he always, like, trained me on that. But it's a different thing when you got kids now and, like, they got to grow up in a house with you with it. And it's like, I never was in fear of firearms, but I was in fear of having them around my children. Because you just hear so many stories, you know? But I made sure I took the proper, you know, I did what I needed to do to you know, feel like I'm safe around, you know, I was handling everything properly. And my daughters are very aware. They got awareness, because even though I didn't necessarily want to teach them until a certain age, my brother yet again taught another generation. Listen, I was walking in the house one day and my kids was lined up, loading them up. Like, I don't know. My brother, he's just different. So they very much aware. They know what to do. They know what to not to do. They not like Snoopy kids that's gonna go trying to be curious. They not like that. They know that that's serious business. And I just don't leave them like unattended around them or nothing like that. Yeah. But I love going to the range though, because it's like, you know how some people like to go to the gym? For me, going to the range is like going to the gym. It's like some type of release. It's such a nice relief. And to me, it makes me feel like I'm more one with my piece, because I like to be one with my junk. I don't want to never have to use it, and I ain't used it in like so long. Like that's Your father did the same when you was young. See, I thought that was crazy work. Okay, I thought that was crazy work. I was like, first of all, I'm the parent. You could at least ask me. And for the first time, I would have liked to have been there. You don't just walk in the house and see your children loading up firearms. That's just not what you want to do. Like, but my brother, he just, I don't know, he just like that. And I'm glad that he like that, because he prepared us for a lot of things. He really made us like different, very different. He made us aware. He made us cautious. He always say, stay dangerous. Like, but that been like since we was young. The first one he ever bought me was a revolver, which I really like. And I think that once I'm settled, I think eventually I'm going to settle out in Georgia, because I really like the houses that they have there, and I like their laws. I like their firearm laws. Um, they got, you know, that it's a stand your ground state. They got open carry. You know, like they just let you be you with your stuff. They don't try to have all them restrictions on you and all that stuff. So I like Georgia a lot. Um, I just don't like they drive, you know, like the driver department or whatever, because like you could literally be driving down the street in Georgia, and then next thing you know, you get a letter in the mail with a whole picture of your license plate and how far over the speed limit you was going. And like your tickets can really add up like that. Like that's the only thing I don't like about Georgia. So I'm still thinking about that. But yeah, I don't know. I love the gym. I like fitness. I feel like this year, I mean 2024 was the year that I neglected my fitness the most. Cause when I was in Georgia, I used to work out a lot with my friend, and so here I feel like this was the year I neglected my well, not this year because I ain't neglected my workout this year, but last year I feel like I neglected my gym and all that. But I don't know. Oh, let me see. I was trying to look up something, but and um the range and the gym, those are two places I feel like are very good for mental health. Aside from outdoors. Now outdoors is really good for mental health. Just being in that air. Is my computer on or is it not on? I know if anything ever on the couch, it's me. It's not the kids because they don't eat on the couch. If there's ever anything on the couch, it's me. I can't even blame them for it because I'm the only person who eat on the couch. Y'all, I'm starting to have a really different perspective of human beings. For real, for real. Like, I'm starting to appreciate certain type of I'm gonna just say it like that. I'm starting to appreciate certain type of human beings more because um you can change your looks a lot using um you know, like makeup and hair and all of this stuff, but it's something about a man that admires a natural woman. I just like that. I do. I just see them to be more of like not shallow individuals. Because if you can love me in my raw form, baby, you him. Yeah, I'm not wearing makeup. But it's not even to say, you know what I'm saying? I'm not even trying to like, you know, I'm not better than nobody or whatever like that. I'm just saying, me personally, I kind of admire. I feel like a man who can look at a woman in her natural form and find her to be beautiful is a man who he can see through the right type of lenses. Like, because what I am trying not to deal with anymore ever is like shallow people. Because if you know anything about a shallow person, they are more attracted to materialism, um, carnal things, vanity, uh, and it's not that it's a bad thing because, honey, I have days when I look like tea, okay? But that's not what I'm saying. Well, I'm tea anyways. I was born tea, first of all. Let's just get that clear. I was born tea. But I just feel like with the mindset of those type of people come many more things. You find out that they are like users. You find out that they are just like they could possibly be in your life for all the wrong reasons. probably because of your status, you know, your popularity, whatever type of calling, anointing, materialism. Like back last summer, I used to dress a lot in like designer stuff. And the men who would try to approach me, a lot of them had, you know, people see them to be like famous or have money or stature or whatever the case. However, I just don't see them to be people who would be around for the right reasons. Because what about when I'm looking regular? You know what I'm saying? Like, I want people that's only genuinely around for the right reasons, who genuinely love me for who I truly am, not what I have on or whatever the case. Like, I like people. I like genuine individuals, and I think that's the God in me, because it's so much of materialism going on that it's kind of exhausting for real. It's really exhausting. That's why I don't really hang with people no more. No, I feel you. But it's like, I think that's why I don't really like Facebook and Instagram like that no more. Like, I only update because I know that when people actually, like, a lot of times when people find out who I am, like, I live stream on platforms more than I ever just like post and stroll. So say if I'm like, I ain't gonna speak about what platforms I go live stream on, but trust me, it's not Facebook, it's not Instagram, and it's not YouTube. I go live. It's a lot of other platforms out in this world that people are really sleeping on for real. But so when you get to meet people like out in the world, or whether I'm live streaming or whatever, and they go try to find me, whether they try to find me on YouTube, Instagram, whatever the case, I kind of like to give a context of who I am. That's why I post sometimes. But I don't know, like Facebook, Instagram, that stuff don't really do nothing for me. Like, even TikTok don't do nothing for me. I just post on it so that if somebody ever go look for me and they just want an idea of who they think I am or whatever the case, like, it's some type of context of who I am on these platforms. But I don't really post on these platforms. But anyway, back to what I was saying. I don't know. I'm just starting to, like I said, I'm just starting to appreciate certain type of individuals more than I did before. I'm not really into shallow guys. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I love jewelry. Um, I like to look nice. Um, but even when it comes to looking nice, I don't really want to attract no lustful guy. I don't want to attract no guy who just like lusting after like my body and what I look like. So that's why I'm choosing to, even though I'm still gonna be fly, always fly, I'm gonna just dress more covered up, because you can't say that you don't want a guy that cheat on you, or you don't want a guy that's consumed with lust and all this, but you attracted him by those things. You know what I'm saying? Like, first of all, I look fire in a dress. I'm gonna forever wear dresses, but I'm not gonna wear like no mini skirts. I'm not gonna wear like no crop tops. Um, like certain stuff I'm just not gonna wear, because I don't want to attract that type of guy. I want a man with self-control, you know? Um, Somebody who, first of all, he loved God even more than he loved me. You know what I'm saying? But it's like his moral character. I want a man, not a little boy. I don't want no lustful person who can't control themselves. Like, somebody who have better things on their mind than just the regular. I really want me a man of like high stature. Like, when I mean high stature, I'm not talking about the most money in the world. I'm talking about his mind, his morals. Like, that's more attractive to me. It's not so much about all of the money. It's not so much about what people think he is or what he look like or whatever. It's more about, it's his mind on generational wealth. It's his mind on building foundation. Like, I like a man with morals, and that's just, I find that to be more attractive because that's how I am. So you got to match my fly. You feel me? Like it's always God first, family first, and generational wealth. That's my motto. That's what I go by. God first, family first, and I'm thinking about generations and generations. I don't want to leave this world and then my kids got to start over from scratch, like I did. Only reason why I had to start off from scratch is because I ain't have no parents. Like they have me, and I want to leave. God says that a good man leaves an inheritance for his children. It's in the Bible, and I want to leave an inheritance for my kids. So that's my main focus. My main focus ain't, oh, I gotta look like this for him to like me. Oh, well, I gotta make sure. I could care less because I know that I'm naturally beautiful. I woke up like this. I ain't do nothing but comb my hair straight down, wash my face. You know what I'm saying? I woke up like this. So if you don't love me how I look, that tells me a lot about you. You're not him for me because I woke up like this. A lot of them women who got all that stuff made up, tell them to take the wig off. Tell them to take the makeup off. Tell them to take the lashes and the nails off. Are you still attracted to them when they take all of that stuff off? Let's be clear. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not bashing my ladies. I'm not, because some people have, medical conditions or whatever the case where they have to wear certain things. I'm not looking down on nobody, but I'm talking about the type of person that I want to attract in my life. And I don't want no shallow people in my life. I don't want no man that's consumed by lust in my life. Like, you mean to tell me that you don't got enough self-work to do, that you don't have enough kingdom work to do, that you're not drifting off worrying about other things when you already got a whole family? Like, I don't want that type of man in my life. Nowhere near me. Please. Please, exit stage left. Don't want you nowhere around me. We don't know the person we're on the date with when they have all of that makeup on. Nah, for real. Honestly, to be honest with you, I used to be, if anybody who know me or go back into my history or whatever like that, I am not used to be, I am an entertainer. I've taken a break. It's been like a 2-year break, but I've taken a break from all the photo shoots. I have not recorded no music or nothing like that, but so to speak, when you in that type of world, sometimes to make like your pictures or whatever, or even if you're on camera or whatever, if you want it to be glass, sometimes people wear makeup and stuff, but when I did, I never felt comfortable. I feel more comfortable with you seeing a bump on my face than me covering it up with makeup. I feel like if I'm sitting in front of a guy with makeup on, I'm thinking the whole time, like, is the color matching? Like, how do I look to him? Like, I don't want to be out on no date acting like, thinking like that. I know I'm cute with my real face. Like, I don't know. I don't know. It just never gave that for me. Um, I don't know. And I'm not saying that I would never in my life wear it, but it's just not, I don't want to wake up every day and feel like that. I don't like how I look in the mirror if I don't have it on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like how I look with nothing. Um, only thing that I can say that I missed is my lashes. I love to have my lashes done, but the chemicals, not in lashes. I'm talking about like mascara. I don't like the chemicals in mascara. A piece of mascara actually fell in my eye, maybe about a month or two, and it really hurt my eyes. So I haven't worn no mascara, no eyeliner, or nothing in like 2 months. I know eventually I probably wear lashes again, but baby, when it comes to my vision, I ain't gonna play about it. So I had to take a break from all of that. And that's hard to do because anybody who know me knows I have a lash business. I'm not gonna change this me. This who I am. We see men that can look like a woman. Man, they wearing purses and everything. God bless them. They won't leave nothing to us. They want everything that we got. They want to be princesses. They want to be taken care of. They want to wear purses. They want to be pursued. They want us to pay for their dinner. Like, leave some of it for us. Like, ugh. Mm-mm. I ain't gonna lie. I want me a man. Like a man. A godly man. Somebody who really, really not only quote scriptures and go to church. I'm talking about who really filled with the Spirit of God. That's what I want. Because I don't have to worry about him at all. I know that he gonna get his conviction from God. You feel me? Like, and he knows spiritual principles, and you know, I don't know. It's just something else. I want somebody that's a doer of the word, not just a hearer of the word. Because if they will do what God tell them to do, I don't have to worry about what they gonna do to me. He has the fear of God in his life, and he is going to do what God told him to do. If you see somebody and they quoting scriptures but they not a doer of the word, then they basically like taking God's grace for granted. They don't take God serious. I'm gonna be honest with you. Those are, you know, some people are like on surface level. They love God. You know, they say they love God and they like what God can do for them. They like the blessings that God give, but they not really sold out for Christ. It's a difference. It's a complete difference. Like with me, like I'm not perfect. But what I'm saying is I'm striving to not take God's grace for granted. If I know that I can abstain from doing it, I'm going to do it. Because I want to be, um, what is it? I don't want to say like right before God, but I want to be like literally a doer of the word. Because people really do take God's grace for granted. They think, oh, because, you know, God died on Christ already for our sins, and you know, he graceful and he merciful, that you can just go to church and act all holier and down, then the very next second you a serpent for real. Like you really an ant. God says that if you're a lover of the world, that creates enmity between you and God. That creates a separation between you and God. You're supposed to hate what God hate. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like you want to daily strive. Like y'all have no idea how much I love mimosas. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Like I gotta be real. I like mimosas, y'all. I love mimosas, and I'm not saying that God never told me. God, like I'm not saying that everybody who have a mimosa every now and then. Like at my wedding, you think I'm not gonna have a mimosa? You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like it's occasional. It should not be something that um first of all, strong drinks is for angry people. The Bible already say that. Alcohol is not like, do your research. I'm not going over that. I'm not talking about alcohol though, because mimosas is wine. It's nothing but sparkling wine and orange juice. That's all it is. And so I feel like celebrations like my wedding, or I probably should have had a mimosa on my graduation and didn't. Um but like I feel like it's occasions. It's a time and a place for everything, and it's a way that you're not supposed to overindulge. And then you're supposed to, for one, before you even indulge in a celebration, you're supposed to be able to tame yourself on a daily basis. It should not be something that you have to run to for comfort. It should not be something you have to run to release no type of stress. It should not be like an scapegoat. Now, if you can get to the point where this thing is not an scapegoat for you, then you know you got mind over matter. You are in control. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I feel like is most important. That's most important, that you are in control of your wins in house, of everything. You know what I'm saying? But another reason is just like um I never want to be like a bad example for my ministry, because I got a ministry. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to never be a bad example, so I don't want to just be out here doing anything and everything. But yeah. But anywho, the reason why I brought that up, I just went way off topic. The reason why I brought that up is because like sometimes when I get off work and I want to just like unwind, it be like a feeling that come over me like, oh, I just want to take a ride and go get me a mimosa. But for the last couple of months, I've been literally like, nope, I'm staying in the house, like literally talking to myself. Call me crazy, but I just been like, nah, I'm good. Nah, I'm good, because it's not a celebration. What am I going to have on? Because if I do that every single time I get the feeling, I'll be doing that every week, every Friday, every other Friday. You feel me? Because it's like, it's many times in our life where we feel like we just want to get up and do something, but not all the time should you be going to do it, you know? So it's like, if I did that every time I had the feeling too, I definitely see the difference on my bank statement. We're not going there. And then it is, I'm telling you, it's a lot of reasons. People back to the book, that offense. People be so offended by the truth that they can't see through what's really going on. Because think about, if every time you got up and went to go get that mimosa that you love so much, are you being a good steward of your finances? Is it something else that you could have did with that money? When you add up how many times you went and got that mimosa, is there an LLC that you could have paid for? If there's a business, is there a business bank account you could have deposited that money in? Is it a website that you could have built for your business? Like, is it somewhere at church where you could have sold that money, whether it not even been at church, because everybody don't go to church, you know what I'm saying? Like, is it somewhere where you could have gave to the homeless, given alms to the poor? Is it somewhere where you could have did kingdom business? Because God don't desire for us to live in poverty. He don't desire for us to be poor. But you have to, it goes back to, what are you doing with your money, with your time? Are you being a good steward of your money, your time, and your relationships? Being a good steward is not just about money. But if you look over some of your habits, you'll realize if you're being a good steward, though. That's why I was saying about that. Like, if I went out every single time I felt like I wanted to have a mimosa, bro, it would show up in my finances. But yet I'm still asking God to for something, like to take me higher and higher. But you look back and you like, oh, I spent $60. Oh, I spent $50. Oh, like, what? That's not being a good steward, because you could have put that money somewhere else. It's not that, oh, you're a bad person because you went to have a mimosa. No, it's about mind over matter, disciplining yourself, being a good steward, prioritizing. There's so many reasons why we got to address the habits that we have. And it has nothing to do with you being the worst person on earth. But when you get out of that, always feeling offended, always feeling like somebody attacking you, when you get out of that, you're going to grow. Because there's way more reasons why we should stop doing certain things. People automatically, oh, the Bible this, and the Bible, they got books out. I mean, they done took books out, and they done did this and that. You trying to find every single reason why you will not obey what God's telling you to do, when the word ain't doing nothing but saving you from self-destruction. It's why I stopped the club stuff. You a vibe, Donna. I appreciate the chat. I gotta run, but I hit the sub button. Thank you. Don't change. You're a beautiful person. Have a blessed day. You too. Thanks for subscribing. I hope to see you in my next live. Thank you. I appreciate that. Trust me, it's all glory be to God, because I'm telling y'all, me myself I could be a mess sometimes. I could be a mess sometimes. Is my computer on? Because I cannot see. The light is shining so bright. Okay, it's on. Yeah. But no, I just be coming to give a word. God said, all right, well, I'll see you next time. Have a great day. But God said that we should not be timid in speaking the word that he give us. So it don't matter who is offended. It don't matter whether people like what we saying or not. It don't matter whether they agree with what we saying or not. The only job you have to do is speak out because God told you to. That's your only job. Because whether they like what you're saying or not, it's going to be a day that what you say comes full circle around. And another reason why some people just don't like to hear the truth is because they automatically want to say, well, you don't supposed to judge people because you sin too. Duh. How do you think I come up with these messages? I learned. It's not about pointing fingers and being better than people or making it seem like you do something that I don't do. That's not what that's about. It's about learning and elevating. A lot of things that I speak about, I don't do anymore. So it's like, why is that the first thing that comes to your mind about what somebody else doing? That's your problem. You're too busy worried about what somebody else doing instead of doing the self-work. And when God uses a vessel, uses somebody to speak to you, you're supposed to listen to the word, not try to, what they call it, deflect, which means take whatever you receiving and try to project it on somebody else because you're feeling guilty about what you're doing. That's not what teaching is about. Where are my rings at? I don't play about my jewelry now. I see my watch. Where are my rings? I do? I came in. And did I take my rings off to wash the dishes? Oh, there they go. Don't play about my jewelry. Don't play about my jewelry. I'm about to find me something to watch, guys. I hope this was a good word for y'all today, because I don't know. Sometimes I be feeling like I just be going, but I know it'd be purposeful, because I don't open up my mouth without saying something that is purposeful. But yeah, y'all, 2025 is about being just like top tier. And a way for you to be top tier is to, for one, like we talked about, not be offended, being willing to learn, being willing to change, being willing to look inside yourself and not tell yourself lies. That's a lot of people. Listen, I think we talked about this before. You ever been around somebody and they musty, and you trying to tell them they musty, and they like, nah, it ain't me? That's denial. That's what that is. And it's like, you cannot be in denial if you want to change. You cannot be complacent if you want to be top tier. Like, you have to say, this is not a good trait. This is not a good characteristic. This is not a good way to handle others. And I'm not going to be this way. When you get to that point, that's how you know you top tier. It ain't about you being perfect. It's about the fact that you was able to look inside yourself and be like, I'm not going to be a scumbag. I'm going to be bon appetit. Okay? Like, that's how you be top tier. It's like, I don't know. People be too busy trying to, oh, well, first of all, validation, seeking validation from others. Please stop that. Please stop that. Wanting somebody to know what you're doing so bad. Don't wanting somebody to pat you on the back so bad for finally doing something good. Nobody cares. You're supposed to want to do good for yourself. It's not about you doing good for this person, or you doing good for people to see you as this or see you as this, or for you to keep this mask on and act like you something that you're not. That's not what it is about. It's all about you changing so that you can be the best version of yourself. Because when you're the best version of yourself, and when you walk in your identity in Christ, you get blessings on top of blessings. But oh no, it's a lot of foolery going on. A lot of foolery. So I watched Wu-Tang. I watched 50/50 Flip, which was the best. Like, them was some of the best shows. I'm trying to find me something else to binge watch, y'all. But another thing that y'all don't need to do this year is spend all of your time pouring into people who have no intentions on being better people. That has been a waste of my time for years. Like, literally trying to help other people. And yes, God does call us to help other people. But you got to look at the fruit of a person and see why they're in the situation that they're in. Like, it's not normal for somebody to go, hi, good morning, it's afternoon now, but hello. But it's not normal for somebody to go, years or not even relationship to relationship. If you encounter somebody, I'm gonna give y'all some tea. If you encounter somebody and all they got is bad stuff to say about the previous people before you, run. They're the problem. Ain't no way you don't have nothing good to say about nobody you dated. That's how you know they're the problem. Literally. Somebody can tell you things that they encountered in their past relationships, but they're not going to have all bad things to say about every ex. You don't have nothing good to say about none of your exes. This is how you know you're the problem. You lack self-accountability. That's what that is about. If somebody, all they can do is gossip and be bitter and talk about what somebody else did to them, that victim mentality, I'm telling you right now, they're the problem. I'm telling you, it's not one ex that I can speak of besides the situation that I just encountered. which I don't even call that an ex because it was it was it was it was dating. That's what that was called. That was dating. But like literally my exes that I literally was with for time. You know what I'm saying? I don't have nothing bad to say about these people. I don't. Like I don't have nothing bad to say about these people. You can ask me why I ended and I can tell you where, you know, where the line drew at. But I don't have nothing bad to say about I can't see one person that I had something to say bad about, like, because I just don't. Like I didn't end on no bad terms with nobody. Like, but you got to think about it. When you dating somebody, I mean, and all they got to do is say they pointing the finger at everybody else in their life. Trust me, trust me. You better run because they're the problem. Like what? For real. That's a sign that there's no accountability there. That's a sign. All they can do is blame other people for all of their problems. Mm-mm-mm. But yeah, so to be honest with y'all, a lot of years of my life, um, look, Jonathan, like, amen. No, I'm for real now. I'm telling you, because a person who has self accountability, they're not just gonna go around. Everybody else is the problem but them. It's not. It don't work like that. You can say, well, you know, we had a decent relationship. I really love this person. I just feel like, you know, it ended because of this one straw that broke the camel's back. You know what I'm saying? Like you might have people say, oh well, you know, I was this way and you know, we just didn't come to terms with certain things or whatever the case is. But and as a matter of fact, they could literally even get out of a situation with one person and that person could have been hell to pay. But if every single person in their past, every single person that they had an encounter with, it was always the other person, that is a sign, that is a red flag that you're dealing with somebody who has no self accountability. So you mean to tell me three exes, all four of them, all of them was the problem and none of it was you? I can guarantee you the problem is sitting right in front of your face. Like, what? You're dealing with somebody who has no self accountability. But anyway, neither here nor there. Um, I feel like a lot of my life, and I'm not just talking about relationships. A lot of my life, whether it be cousins, friends, if I can look back, I feel like a lot of my life I was spending too much time trying to pour into people. When I wasn't recognizing the fact that they were not really serious about whatever it is that I was teaching them. You feel me? Like um, I can say like four girls that I used to deal with as a friend group when I used to live in Detroit, right? I taught every last one of them how to do taxes. Every last one. I taught at least 10 people in the same building. I had a building at this time and I was teaching. I had collaborated with this other company. We had a building and we taught them how to do taxes because we was building a team. And so I taught 10 people, but out of four of those 10 people, they were like really close friends of mine. The very next year, when taxes came, all of those same people called me to do their taxes. And I ain't mad at you because that's more money for me. But I taught you a skill that you can have that is going to pay you for the rest of your life, and you did not take it serious. That was time out of my life that I could have been pouring into myself or actually pouring into people who are action takers. You know what I'm saying? Um, because action unlocks favor. You hear what I'm saying? You take the action, God is going to bless it if it's in his will for you. Now if you're doing something outside of God's will, that's a whole nother different type of thing. But for me to have spent so much time teaching them a skill that would pay them for a lifetime, and for them to still spend a block and ask me to do it for them, that just let me know that I was pouring into cups that had holes in them. They were not receiving nor retaining what it was that I was teaching them. And sometimes you can want things for people more than they want it for themselves. You can want God for people more than they want it for themselves. You can want a family and the other person don't really want that. You can want somebody to upgrade in their life, to self-improve. You can want somebody to really reach a financial landmark, whatever the case. You can want things for people that they, but you can want it more than them. They can act like, they'll be acting like they want it too. And that is not necessarily the truth. You have to look at the fruit of what people are doing, because if somebody wants something, it's going to show. It's going to show because of the action steps that they take in order to make this thing happen. You know what I'm saying? So if you looking at somebody and you pouring into them and you helping them, and their actions are not showing that they want the same thing, you got to back up off of helping them. And it's not because you don't want to see them do good or whatever. It's because look, it's time out for all of this time wasting. I got one life and I want to live it to the fullest. And I cannot do that if I'm pouring into people who are not on the same page as I. And that go for friends, family, relationships, business partners. People be acting like they want, hey, let's do this partnership. Let's do this collaboration. I see you over here buying real estate. I want to do that too. Come on, let's do it. You bring your money to the table, they come up short. You say, forget it. I cop the crib. I put the money up. We just have to work together on getting the house remodeled. They coming up short again. They flaking out. They ain't doing their part on finding the contractors. They ain't doing their part on helping you make sure that you get the materials to fix the house. You have to watch the actions of people, because it's going to show you everything that you need to know. Action is everything. It don't matter what somebody's telling you. Action is everything. Action is everything. If you watching somebody's actions and stuff looking fishy and you don't question it, listen, your discernment is off. Your discernment is way off. It don't matter what they telling you. If the actions are not aligning to what they're telling you, you should be questioning it. Question everything. Question everything that don't look right to you. Because if it was right, it wouldn't be looking off to you. Let's just be clear. So yeah. Like last year when the year started, I knew that it was my year for success. And I stumbled across something that knocked me off track for months. Don't let that be your story this year. I'm sure that could possibly be somebody else's story too. But I'm just telling you, because this is a new year with new favor, a fresh anointing. Listen, you have the ability to be as great as you want to be, but it all boils down to, where is your attention going? Where are you spending your time, your money, your energy? How are you being a good steward of not only your time, money, and energy, but your relationships? Your relationships, you have no idea who somebody can be a year from now, 2 years from now. But when you burn that bridge, you think they want to be bothered with you? You think once you show somebody that you're a snake, that they're going to spin a block and want to do business with you? That they're going to spin a block and want to have you in their presence? Come on now. Wise people protect themselves from them type of people, so they're not going to want to be bothered with you no more. So now you sitting back watching somebody win when y'all was supposed to be tight. Like, y'all was supposed to be cool. But because you showed your hand and you showed yourself to be a person that has no integrity, you showed yourself to be a two-faced Judas type of person. You know what I'm saying? You showed yourself to be somebody who speak negatively about others. Like, I don't want to be around nobody who's speaking negatively about me to other people. Why would I ever give you the chance to do that again? You know what I'm saying? So you have to definitely be very mindful of the character that you're displaying in this world, because you never know who God, first of all, you never know who God sent to help you. And now you burn the bridge, and this person going back to God like, look, God, I know you wanted me to help this person, but the fruit, they're not bearing good fruit. So if I can ask your permission, God, if you can release me from this assignment, you know, like, but no, it's for real. You definitely got to be, and not only just being two-faced, not only being a liar, not only being a snake, you want to never be the type of person who don't keep your word. A person of integrity always keep their word. If you say you're going to be somewhere, be there. If you say you're going to do something, do it. Don't never show up as somebody who is not credible. If your word don't mean nothing, listen. I write too. Yes, I write. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? But yeah. So just make sure that you're showing up as the best version of yourself, not somebody who just use people, not somebody whose word is not credible. You're not a person of integrity. You don't stand on business. Your loose lips sink ships. You run your mouth too much. That is a red flag for people who really are people of integrity and morals, because even just in general, I'm not going to be just somewhere telling somebody else's business, or be somewhere just down talking somebody to somebody else. Why? Because that's showing a characteristic to God that I don't even want God to see me like that. Oh, thank you, Jonathan. But like, before you even have to answer to people, you have to answer to God. And so imagine you sitting somewhere and letting all this venom come out your mouth about other people. Imagine literally how you look to God right now. You don't look like somebody who can be trusted. You don't look like somebody who people can share their most intimate secrets with. When you in ministry, when God places you somewhere to be a kingdom helper, not even in just ministry, because I feel like people take ministry as, oh, I'm speaking the gospel. Ministry is anytime God places you somewhere to help somebody else. Whether you be there to help them in business, whether you be there, marriage is a ministry. You might end up marrying an unbeliever, and you might have to pray for them every day. You might have to walk as an example to show them what Christ looked like, so they eventually come to Christ. So anything that God sets you out to do, any assignment that he sets you out to do, is a ministry, right? And in a ministry, whether it be a marriage, whether it be a business partnership, whether it be your best friend called you and she being abused by her husband, you are not to go and tell people's secrets and talk and gossip about them to other people. That shows that you are not a credible individual. That shows that your heart ain't genuine nor pure. You know what I'm saying? It shows that you lack integrity. You have no integrity. Period. You're not a stand-up person, because solid people, they don't go around just telling people business and talking bad about people and making the topic of a conversation somebody else. You mean to tell me that you lack so much character that you had to go talk about somebody else? You didn't have enough of your own business to talk about? Like you have none of your own things that are so interesting that you can wow these people with, that you have to talk about other people. Wow, that's a lack of integrity. So just make sure, like I said, that you showing up as the best friend, the best business partner, um, the best. I don't care if it's the best husband, wife, the best parent that you can be. You know what I'm saying? Because in any type of relationship in this world, first of all, your network. I mean, your network is your net worth. The way that you are able to uphold relationships out here in this world, that's your money. Not only is that your money, but that's your community. Those are the people who gonna stand behind you. And if you going around and you burning bridges and you showing yourself not to be a person of integrity, and you showing yourself to be a snake amongst person after person after person, you're gonna eventually get to a role where you don't have nobody to support you. You don't have nobody to be there for you. And that's a horrible place to be, because we are all put down here to assist each other. We are not all put on this earth for our own personal gain. Oh, I only want to be in your life because I want to be your man. Oh, yeah. Oh, I only want to be in your life because I want to be your woman. That is not what we here for. That is not the intention of why God put us all. He put us all here to help one another. You might be strong in an area where I'm weak. I might be strong in an area where you weak. I might have some resources that you might not have access to. My name might be clean and yours might not be. So they're not gonna give you what they gonna give me. You know what I'm saying? Your credit might be good, mine might be a little rocky. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all are put here to help one another for it all to balance out. And if you go around and you just burning bridges, and you are not nurturing your relationships, you fail to realize that that is a dead end. Seriously. It's a dangerous place to be. Hi. How you doing? So, yeah, so for 2025, we making sure that we are not only being good stewards of our time, our money, our energy, but our relationships as well. Because I'm telling you, for you to have a community of people that love you, that will vouch for you, that's even in business, right? When you look at somebody's website, you want to look at their reviews, don't you? You want to see what other people are saying about them before you shop with them. Am I right or am I wrong? So it's like you want to always make sure that you are carrying yourself in a way where even if you got some flaws, they could say, well, they might be struggling with this in one area. Because somebody will tell you that my attitude, but you know what? I don't even claim that, because I'm getting to the point where even when people do stuff to me that I don't really too much care for, I ain't cussing you out. I ain't mad at you. I don't feel no type of way for you. As a matter of fact, I forgive you because I want to make sure that the door to my blessings are wide open. So I'm not even about to hold no grudge against you for it. Hey, that's what you got to deal with. Because if, as long as I don't do nothing to you or I don't come against you in no type of way, you're going to have to deal with that judgment from God, because I'm stepping out the way. I ain't finna go back and forth with you. I ain't finna be mad at you. I ain't finna hold no bitterness, no strife in my heart towards you. I'm gonna move along, and I'm gonna focus on the things that are good. You know what I'm saying? And that's a you thing if you don't cross me over. Because I know who God called me to be. You might need me one day in your life. You just never know. But now you done burnt the bridge. And you better pray that God send you somebody like as genuine as me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm telling you, this year is so very, it's like, it's so much opportunity. It's so much opportunity. And you want to be very cautious of every single thing that you encounter. Like, say for instance, when I say being a good steward of your energy, say if you in really high spirits today, right? But instead of you being a good steward of your energy and putting your time towards something that's meaningful and productive, you decide, well, I'm just gonna just lay around and I'm just gonna watch 5,000 prophetic videos on YouTube. And then you come across a word that's not for you, and it kills your whole entire spirit when you was in good spirits. So not only do you have to be a good steward of what you pour your energy into, you have to be a good steward of what you allow to enter your spirit. Like I said earlier, guard your eyes, your ears, all the gates, because not only is it things that will cause you to be lustful or be angry or want to fight or want to ride out on a nigga, you know what I'm saying? But it's stuff that you can encounter that can literally kill your whole spirit. It could be a word that was given that was not even for you. You was never supposed to receive that word. But because you are being unproductive, being slothful, being lazy, not being a good steward of your energy, you just strolling. And everything that you think is a good word, you just want to listen to. And then you come across something that never was meant for you to hear. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you really gotta be a good steward, guys. Be a good steward. But that's why another reason why you gotta like pray for the spirit of discernment, because um some words that you don't want to hear are words that you should hear. You know what I'm saying? Because they are meant to edify, to make you better. And so that's why you need the spirit of discernment, because God will lead you to a word that's for you. God will tell you when it's time for you to get off social media. God will tell you when it's time for you to sit in front of your business. God will literally lead you the whole entire way. So, yep. And I feel like that's like a big problem when it comes to ministry, so to speak, people only like words that make them feel good. They only like feel good words. They don't never like words that bring them godly conviction. They don't like words that edify or that shines light on their darkness. They only like words that, what they call that, words that tickle your ears, so to speak, like only words that make them feel good. Oh, God is gonna bless you today, and God is about to drop some money. Like, people only like words that coddle them and give them a pat on the back. They don't like words that expose the darkness that's in their life, which that is what the word is for. The word is the light, you know what I'm saying? So if you be like a person that's a lifelong learner, a person that's heavy on self-development, um, and a person that is like very intentional about everything that you do, you're gonna go real far. Real far, real far. Don't get complacent, like I said, and don't be the type of person who in denial and just don't never want the truth. They don't ever want to face the truth, because that's when you're gonna get into not only repeated cycles of failure. It could be repeated failed relationships. It could be um, you constantly seeing yourself in the same financial situation around the same time. Every year you get in the same financial situation. It's because somebody was trying to teach you something that can help you be better, but you didn't want to, hey everybody, you didn't want to receive it. Um, or some people, they so opposed to um, growth, I should say, not only just change but growth. They so opposed to growth that you meet a place in your life where you feel stuck and you feel like you're not growing no more. And so with that comes a sense of like, I don't want to like project this on nobody, but it kind of comes um, like a sense of depression when you get stuck, when you feel like nothing in my life is growing, it's no progress, I keep doing the same things. um, I keep encountering the same situations, the same type of people, whatever the case is, because you probably are complacent. You are so comfortable where you are, and you are so opposed to growing in any area of your life. It can be the simplest thing. It can be something so simple as, I'm finna start getting up and taking a walk in the morning. I'm tired of sitting around the house. I know we got everything digital now. I know that we can do everything on our computers now. I know that we can get our groceries ordered right to our door. But I'm going to take it upon myself to now get up, actually get dressed and look like somebody, and just take a walk in the morning. I'm going to go to the nearest local park, and I'm just going to take me a walk in the morning. You never know why God's telling you to do that. You know what I'm saying? But don't be so opposed to growth that, I'm telling you, complacency can be a very depressing place. It might seem cool for a while. You're like, oh, I'm making the same 40,000 a year. I'm making the same 50,000 a year, and all the bills are paid. I ain't really behind on nothing, but I don't want to do nothing extra. I just want to live in this same repeated cycle every single day. You'll be very surprised how complacency can start to put you in a place of some type of depression or mental captivity, because as humans we always are supposed to be learning and growing, aspiring to do new things, um, because the will of God is not being fulfilled if we constantly just stand in the same repeated cycles. So you have to be open to growth, or you're going to come into a place where you feel depressed or you feel stuck, because you're not changing, you're not growing. And sometimes what is so good about this message is that sometimes when you get to that place of complacency, when you get to that place where you feel stuck, that is the place where new things are born. Because now you're forced to look inside your life and say, why do I feel this way? What is it that I'm doing that got me feeling so stuck? Am I um am I waiting on God to do something? Am I not taking action? Am I being lazy? Am I Is there areas within myself, far as self improvement, where I could be better? I could get up and I can get dressed and I can go outside, but instead I'd rather sit around with my bonnet on and my pajamas all day. Or um I got social anxiety. People be saying I got social anxiety, so I'm not just gonna go out. I'm just gonna stay home and watch a movie, or I'm just gonna order in. I'm not gonna go out and treat myself to lunch. Like, I'm not gonna learn a new skill. I feel like I learned everything I needed to learn. I don't want to go back to school. I don't want to read no books. I don't want to listen to no TED Talks, no public speaking. I don't need no coach. I don't need no mentor. I don't need no community of people around me that's gonna pray for me. I'm good by myself. Like, all type of craziness. All type of craziness. Like, literally all type of craziness that we sometimes tell ourselves. But when you get out of that complacent state, you are forced to birth new ideas. You are forced to go out and learn more things. You are forced to go out and communicate and build community of people. It don't matter whether you go to a networking event, go on Eventbrite, just look up somewhere event that's happening that you interested in and just go. Like, um it's I don't know I don't know who this is for, but I just feel like I don't know why I'm even talking about this. But I'm telling you, I feel like that's how I got to next levels and next levels of my life. When anytime I felt like, God, I feel like I've done all that I can do. I done graduated. Um, I done this you asked me to do. I done let go of these habits. I done let go of this situation. And now I feel stuck. God, what do you want me to do? After you sit there with that question long enough, you're going to start to think of ways that you can get out of this box, that you can get out of this mental captivity. All right, well, I'm finna watch me a video about how I can get more traffic to my website. Oh, well, I'm finna learn a little bit about search engine optimization. Oh, I'm finna learn about a little bit about how I can run ads on my business to get more customers. Oh, you know what? I'm actually finna go to this church so I can get to know a couple people in my neighborhood, because I just moved here and I don't know nobody and I don't want to just be isolated. Because community, you never know what could happen when you got community. You never know who you're gonna encounter. You never know um, what positions of influence that other people are in that can help you. You just don't know what type of opportunities are available to you if you do not go out and build that type of community for yourself. It could be church, it could be, like I said, Eventbrite. Networking is very much important. One thing about Atlanta, though, I can say Atlanta got some really good networking. They got places where it's always people moving and doing things. Um, but they also have like in Detroit, and I think they also got one here. They have community centers for entrepreneurs where, like, all people who have businesses go, they network, they got workshops going on. um it's always something going on. So just keep yourself in the midst of people who are thriving, people who are like-minded, people who are even doing better than you. I love to be around people who are doing more than me, because that's what my inspiration is. My inspiration is not looking at people who do stuff that I don't do, people who living in ways that I'm not living. I want to be around people who love God, who want to create generational wealth for their family, and people who really love their family and build foundations, because that's what I aspire to do for myself. What I'm gonna do in the club with a whole bunch of people who they live in single life and they like trying to find somebody to go home with tonight, and they spending their money on clothesless women, should I say. Like, what am I gonna do in the midst of them people if I'm not there to I got a lash company. If I'm not there to like meet a new young lady who want to purchase my brand or like give her my business card or something, I have no business in a club. None. I haven't been to a club in like so long. I probably ran up in a club and and sold some lashes or something and left out in like 5 minutes, because the clubs don't even like me selling my brand there no more, because I be making money and leaving. But clubs don't even do nothing for me. What I want with somebody who in the club. Obviously, this is his interest and this what he like to do, and I don't want no man who like to do this. So it's like I don't have no reason to be, even if it's not a STR. iClub. Even if it's not one of, I don't know, we can say on YouTube. Even if it's not a closed list club, even if it's a regular club. I don't want no man that hang out all night, that drink all night, that drink every day, that don't have nothing better to do with his time. So I wouldn't be there because my interests, my people are not there. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you just gotta surround yourself with people that's like you, people that's like me, and you got to find out where we gonna be at, because that's where your community is. Like eventually I'm just now starting to really get like stable and like just like mentally, just I can see clear, and I can see straight and all that now in this new location where I lived at. So eventually, once I build enough, I'm going to be doing like meet and greets. I'm going to be doing like in-person events and like networking events with other like-minded individuals, other business people. And I feel like that's something I'm going to offer y'all, because it's not always about, sometimes when you see people promoting their stuff, you think it's about, oh, they just want us to buy tickets. Oh, they trying to persuade us and this and that. No, sometimes we're actually doing you a favor. We're giving you a place to where you can interact with people that's like-minded. If it's a online webinar, I really personally, I like in-person encounters. I don't really too much like all this digital stuff, because it's preventing people from learning how to really interact in the real world. You fail to realize how many people, businesses are struggling because all they think that they have to do is make a post and people actually gonna shop or people gonna support. No, marketing is not just about making a post. It's a real system and it's a real science behind marketing and getting people to support your brand. But a lot of people don't know that, because they feel like, oh, we got this technology now. Everything is online. Everybody's online, and they gonna stroll and they gonna see my stuff. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. You gotta get in the algorithm, and it's not by posting. Sometimes you might post something that's good and get in the algorithm, but it's the science behind marketing, y'all. You gotta learn it. But yeah, I feel like we should be more of in-person type of people. I can't say that it's anybody that I ever met online that happened to be like, that's a lie right there. Okay. I got a couple of people who I met online who happen to be really long-term friends of mine. Now that's the truth. But I still think it's very important that we learn how to do the in-person networking, because when somebody can encounter you and your personality and your spirit in real time, I feel like that draw people more. But y'all, these serpents, they like to meet people online, because then the person can't really identify who they truly are. The person can't really see their spirit and like really catch on to who they really are. So like these fake people, they like to encounter people online. But like a real person, I don't know. I like in-person encounters better than online. But y'all, I wish y'all the best with this year, for real, for real. And if y'all really listen to what I'm saying in this video, you're gonna be so empowered to just be the best version of yourself. And it's gonna change your life this year. Only if you hear what I'm saying and you actually receive it and you retain the information. If you look up 2 months from now and you done went back to your old habits, you done went back to all of this spending money on women and spending money on drinks and drugs and spending money on nonsense and spending your time in places that don't help you grow, and not being intentional about where you're putting your attention far as like, okay, I know that I'm a certain age. Just for instance, I know that I'm a certain age and I eventually want me a family. I know that I want a successful business. I know that I want a successful ministry. Whatever it is that your goals are, your everyday life has to contribute to that goal. But if a couple of months from now you look up and you like, man, I'm still wasting my money. I'm still ruining relationships. I'm still treating people terrible. Um, I'm still not being intentional about the time that I have, that is supposed to be free time. What am I doing in that free time? Am I enhancing my knowledge of things? Am I um educating myself more on what it is that God wants me to do, which is reading the word? Um just being intentional in your spare time, being intentional about your self-improvement, being intentional about where you spend your time and your money, your energy, and how you uphold relationships. I'm telling you, this is very important. I don't know why I keep going back here, because they don't tell us who watching, so I don't even know who on here. But when I tell you, I guess like I learned this maybe like 4 years ago, maybe. But when I was younger, I was like really consumed by like get a bag. Like I really was just I was really like on my money. Nothing mattered to me but my money. And I didn't care who I hurt. I didn't care who I stepped on to get it. I didn't care how I talked to people. Oh my God, like I just thank God that before God started to bring kingdom helpers and destiny helpers into my life, I was able to really just learn that, because I can't say that I burnt no bridge with nobody in my past that I can see now to be successful. You know what I'm saying? I probably need them or something like that. I can't say that. But now, and I honestly think that God hid me for that purpose, because if he would have brought kingdom helpers and destiny helpers into my life at that time, I would have ruined it. I would have ruined it. So I'm glad that I'm telling y'all this now. Please nurture your relationships. Treat people well. The best thing you can do with anybody is be honest. You know what I'm saying? And be respectful and be genuine. Don't have no ulterior motives, because people can feel that. They're going to eventually realize it, and they're going to get away from you, and they're not going to want nothing to do with you. And you don't know who these people are or who God called them to be to you. So be very cautious about that, because now in my life now, even if I feel like I don't really mix with somebody's personality, I know how to encounter them with a long arm. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have to disrespect you. I don't have to cuss you out. I just know that I can handle you with a long handle spoon. You know what I'm saying? And that does me more good than harm, because you never know who people is gonna be. And if I go around just talking to people crazy and treating people crazy and not nurturing my relationships, not being a genuine person, you never know who these people gonna be a year, 2 years, and like we might encounter each other again. And who's to say we might both need each other at this time. And because of maybe how you treated me or how I treated you, we might not be able to help each other. You might have one resource that I don't, and I might have a resource that you don't. But the connection cannot even be made because of whatever bitterness or whatever bad blood was spilt between us. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that it's very, very important that y'all nurture your relationships. This is gonna be, I guess, maybe God got me speaking about this because this is gonna be something that help you get to your next level this year, because he already done taught me that lesson. You feel me? So I don't even know why I'm speaking about this. But um your network is your net worth. And even if you don't walk side by side with nobody, you always want it to be where um even if you don't walk side by side and be best friends with nobody, you always want it to be where there's no bad blood, where everything is cordial, everything is respectful. You know what I'm saying? I see you out. How you doing? I don't got no bad feelings towards you. You ain't got none towards me, because you never know how God will use somebody to help you. Okay? So that's just important. Like I said, even if you feel like, say for instance, you meet somebody and y'all get to talking, and anybody who is spiritual, who had a spirit of discernment, right, you can tell when somebody is lying. When you're having a conversation with somebody and they're lying, you can tell. So even if you find out, man, this person got a lying spirit, and you know for a fact that you don't want to be around them on a day-to-day basis, or you don't want to like have them nowhere in your personal life, it's very important that you handle that with you handle it gracefully. You handle it very strategically, because just because you know that this person has a lying spirit doesn't mean that you have to make it such a point where now you and this person have problems. You can just now fall back from them in a way of, I ain't gonna have you in my personal life. I ain't gonna never tell you none of my business. I ain't gonna do no business with you. I will never lend you no money. Like, it's boundaries. You can set boundaries, but it don't have to be no bad blood. So now, because you ain't, sometimes you don't even have to call a person out on their lies. Let them think that you don't know. Like, and it's not about being like no type of manipulative or nothing. It's just like everything don't have to be addressed. Once you realize somebody's a liar, what's the point of you addressing you knowing what they lied about? What is the point? Because all they're gonna do is what? Lie. Like they're gonna deny what you know and make you feel like you're crazy. So once you realize something about a person, this is how you know when you becoming wise, right? You don't have to, first of all, don't never be a user and be like, oh, well, I know they're a liar, so I'm just gonna stay in their life and I'm gonna use them for this and I'm just gonna play this game. Like, nah, because now you in trouble with God, because that's what? Manipulation. We're not talking about none of that. We talking about, okay, I know you got a lying tongue. I know you ain't a trustworthy person, but I don't hate you. I wish you all the best in life. And if I ever encounter you again in any situation, if it's called for, I'm going to handle it accordingly, which means if we was ever at a business table together, I know how to handle the business and not make this personal. You know what I'm saying? Like when you can get to a point where you understand who a person is and you just back away without no argument, without no explanation, without no going back and forth, you in a good space. You're in a really good space, because sometimes it's not even called for. It's no point for you to go back and forth with somebody when you already know who they are. What is very important is that you learn how to protect yourself and set boundaries with this person. So no, I don't want you nowhere close to me, but I ain't mad at you. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just maturity. But like I said, don't never, manipulation is like witchcraft, y'all. Do not never go into somebody's life and feel like, oh, well, I know you this way, so I'm just gonna use you and I'm just gonna be around and get all I can get. That makes you not a person of integrity. Don't be that person. What I'm saying is once you know who they are, just back out of it gracefully. You know what I'm saying? Back out of it gracefully. Ain't nothing left to argue about. It ain't nothing else to talk about. And say, for instance, like, say if this person got your phone number and you know for a fact, like, I don't really want to deal with you like that. You don't have to go, well, I'm good on you because blah, 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 blah. No. Just never say nothing. It could be 2 and 3 years from now that you see this person, and because you didn't have that negative encounter, because you didn't address what you knew about them, because it was never an argument, because it never ended in no bad blood, the only thing that they can ever say is they never heard from you again. So you might see them out somewhere and it's still like a cordial, hey, how are you? Because I still love you with the love of Christ. I don't want nothing to happen to you. I ain't mad at you. Hi, how are you? But I'm going the other way because I don't want you to come nowhere near me. like it's just the way that you handle situations is going to save you in this world, because you just never know. I'm telling you, you might get up somewhere in life and you might, like I said, you might need this person or this person might need you. But the fact that they text you before and they never heard from you is not really a reason for them to have bad. That's not really no bad blood. You know what I'm saying? Just leave quietly. Learn how to leave quietly this year. Okay? We're gonna learn how to leave quietly, because that's the best way for you to be able to, what can I call this? Not burn bridges. We ain't had no words about what I knew about you. I didn't expose what I knew about you. We didn't go back and forth. Like, it was never no argument. It's just I saw something within you that I knew didn't fit well with my character. And so I'm gonna bow out gracefully. I'm gonna leave gracefully. Like, and I feel like that's a really good way to handle certain things, because what, it doesn't get you in trouble with God by being a user or manipulator and still trying to be around and use the person because you feel like, oh well, they shady anyway, I'm just gonna stay around and use them. That gets you in trouble with God. So you don't want to do that, and then you don't want to ruin a relationship and cause bad blood because you want to get your point across all the time. So now it's just like, okay, I understand. I understand. Like, because somebody can't be mad at you if you ain't never done them no wrong. Like, you can't be mad at me because I don't answer the phone. You can't be mad at me because I dipped out. You know what I'm saying? You can't be mad at me because you never heard or seen me again in life. You know what I'm saying? But if I ever see you, I still got a smile on. I'm still gonna wave. I still ain't mad at you. You know what I'm saying? And I think that saves, not only does that save bridges from being burnt, but it also, to a certain extent, it can actually teach the person how to become a better person. Because when you lose good people, I can guarantee you learn from that. You definitely learn from that. And it might not be now. It might not be until years later, but don't even worry about that, because God said in Isaiah 55, God said that he will vindicate us, which means we don't even have to be in a room. The Holy Spirit can literally vindicate our name and let the person know that we really were for them and we really are good people without us ever having to say it. So, some people are what you call, they are given over to reprobate minds, which means they will never know how to appreciate good things. They're going to forever just be in a position that they in because they don't want to grow. They always going to think that they can get over on other people, so it keeps them in repeated cycles of failure. But then it's people who understand, like, dang, I really messed up with this person. I want to be better. Or I know I shouldn't be such a conniving, deceitful, lying person, or I shouldn't be such a scumbag. So I want to be better. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes your absence can cause people to become better, and that's all the working of God. They don't have to be becoming better because they want to become better for you. They can be just becoming better because God caused them to encounter you. And because they encountered you, now they realize that they cannot just go around being such a filthy person, and they might just want to be better. And that's still God's work. You know what I'm saying? Like, all the time, we don't have to see the work that God doing in people. We don't have to see the work that God doing in people. Sometimes we have to just come to terms that God caused me to be in your life for a reason, whatever that reason is. When he decides that he wants to release me from the assignment of being in your life, I'm happy that he released me from that. And I hope that you, become the person that he ultimately wants you to be, because the work that God's starting you, he always going to finish it. Only if you're not, like I said, giving over to a reprobate mind, which means you have no intentions, you have no desire to be a better somebody. You like to be the scum of the earth because that's just who you are. And those people are just lost causes, and we ain't tripping on nothing like that. But they the ones who gonna have to deal with that, because they gotta constantly face judgment because of what they doing. Because people who are scum-like, they're gonna continuously be that to multiple relationships, multiple people, multiple business partnerships, multiple whatever. They're gonna constantly live in this manner. So they're gonna eventually pay for all of it. So we don't have to worry about, oh man, I was so good to this person. Oh, well, I was this in this person's life and all I wanted them to do was see it. You do not have to be like that. Once you do a work for God, which means to be something to somebody, and you are genuine in it, and you do exactly what God asked you to do, whether it be speak a word, whether it be help them to get to a certain phase in their life, whether it be for you to give them encouragement, whether it be for you to enlighten them on certain things. Once you do your part, God is already pleased with you. You know what I'm saying? And we have to get to the point of understanding that a lot of things that we do for other people is for God. It's not for us to get those blessings back from the person. And I think that's where hurt comes in, that when you start to feel like, I just wanted them to see who I was. I just wanted them to appreciate what I was doing for them. I just want them to understand that I was only pouring into them because I really care for them. When you get out of that part, you will be less hurt by things that people do, because these are just, people are so faulty. We all are faulty. You know what I'm saying? But some of us are more conscious than others, which means that if we wrong somebody, we know how to fix it. Or if we in somebody's life, we know it's certain things that we just not gonna do. You know what I'm saying? We don't come with the intentions of lying, getting over on, deceiving. We don't come with those intentions. Although that we're faulty, we don't come with those intentions, right? But it's some people who literally have those intentions. So it's like, once you go into somebody like genuine, and like I said, just doing, doing everything that God wanted you to do for this person, you can leave without hurting about it. Because everything that I do it for God. I don't do it for people. You know what I'm saying? Like, even people that's locked up. If I ever was to send somebody some money or something that was locked up, you think I'm sitting around waiting for them to get out and help me with that? Like, get out and return that favor? I'm not. When people get out of jail, they have a lot of self-work to do. I would be crazy to ever think about all of the money that I ever helped somebody with. Like, I done paid my brother lawyers. Like, I done helped people who wasn't even my family. Like, I don't think about it, because God said that even if you was to visit one of my brothers in jail, you were visiting me, which means anything that you do for somebody else, you're doing it for God. And the blessings that God can give you are far more pleasuring than the blessings, that anybody can give you on earth. So when you get to that point, you start to hurt less about the things that people do. So you start to realize, like, God forgive them, for they know not what they do. They don't know what they doing. They don't know that they really not getting over on me. They don't know that they're really self-destructing. They have no idea that everything that they doing is hurting themselves and hurting their relationships, and hurt and stunting their growth and hurting their future. They have no idea. People who go around, 9 times out of 10, if you realize, people who are scammers, they never be up for long. They never be up for long. They continue to hit a hard spot because they not getting a living genuinely. And that goes for not only scammers, but that go for, business partners who think they're getting over on you. What happens? All the people who found out that their manager was scamming them, what? The manager get fired. And now this celebrity gets to make more millions the rest of their life, and the manager cheated their own self out of a good relationship, right? That's the same thing. Anybody in your life who you feel was getting over on you or was deceitful to you, it happens the most in like relationships, because you feel like, how could I lay with this person every day? This is somebody who I tried to share my life with, build my life with, that I cook for every day, that I shared my most intimate secrets with. You know what I'm saying? I was literally sleeping in the bed with the enemy. I feel like relationships, it happens the most, but business partnerships, best friends, family member, no, family, that happens a lot too. But I guess you can say when it's close personal relationships, you feel the most hurt from. You could feel the most hurt, but I pray that you won't, because once you understand what I'm saying, you're gonna stop feeling so hurt about what people do, because they don't know no better. You know what I'm saying? They think they know. They think that they really be getting over on somebody, but they don't know that they really only hurting themselves. They tricking themselves out of a good person. They tricking themselves out of a good partnership. They tricking themselves out of a good relationship. They tricking themselves out of blessings. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes God is sending people in your life to bless you, whether it be to have loving, true, genuine love around you, whether it be to have people who truly want to see you do good, whether it be to have people around you, who just there for genuine intent. When you mess up with somebody like that, you're only self-destructing. You're not so much, the person might feel the hurt for a short little bit, but ultimately you're the one that lost. So when you realize this, I pray that it brings healing to you. I pray that it brings just a further understanding of how important you are to God. Because you were so important to God that he chose you for such a task as this. You get what I'm saying? Like on some Esther 4:14. He loved you, and he saw so much in you that he chose you to help these people. You got to know, and you got to start to appreciate how big of a mantle that is. Like, how important you must be to God that he saw you fit for the job. You know what I'm saying? So that should actually put more respect on your name and make you feel more empowered, because now I know that God's hand is on me. You know what I'm saying? Now I know that my purpose is bigger than what I even thought that it was, because God is using me to help people. And if you look at it, if you a chosen one, if you one like me, it's multiple people God has chosen you to help. So it's like, if you go around being hurt by every single person who don't receive your help well, you'll be hurt for the rest of your life. Because 9 times out of 10, the people who God sent us to help, they are broken, they are unaware, they are needing things. So some people don't respond well when they are unaware of how to appreciate good things, or when they lack discernment, because they don't know that you somebody that God sent to help them. They don't know how much of a blessing it is for them to even encounter you. They have no idea. And that's the sad part. Like, if anything, you shouldn't even be hurt about what they did. You should feel sad for them. Like, man, they don't even know how wicked this world is and how rare it is for genuine people, to encounter genuine people. And now they done messed that up. You know what I'm saying? So it's really more so a sad thing on their behalf, because they took an L. Like, they lost something really, really good. But yeah. When you realize that part, I pray that it, like I said, I pray that it bring healing, that it be less of a strain on you. Because sometimes when you lose relationships, family members, people, business partnerships, whatever the case is, you feel like, man, I wish it didn't have to end like that. But keep your mind on God, and look more into, like, wow, God really, this is when you should just put your blazer on and be like, God got something for me to do, because he decided that I was so special that he will use me to help all of these people. Like, and so that's when you really, really should recognize your true calling, the fact that you're chosen. Because everybody ain't fit to do God's work. Everybody ain't fit to go into dark places and shine light and uplift others, and, like, keep a pure heart even in the world of evil, when everybody want to be malicious and users and all that. For your heart to remain pure, oh, you one of them. You one of them. Because it's easy for somebody to do something wrong to you, and then you be like, well, I ain't never gonna love again, or I ain't never gonna help nobody else, or now I'm finna just start treating everybody like this, because I ain't finna be the one. I ain't gonna be the victim. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be me. It's either me or them, and it's gonna be them. You don't want to be that person. And the fact that you can continue to have a pure heart, you one of them. You are chosen for real. So, I do pray that this helps somebody today, and that somebody is inspired, and that you got your power back, because this ain't the end of the world. But once you learn who you are in Christ, you're going to start to realize, everybody that I encounter, all I need to do is make sure that they encounter God. I don't need to get too attached to it. I don't need to think about it too much. I don't need to bring them into my personal life. I don't care how much they plead. I don't care how much they claim that I'm who they want and all this and all that. Listen, just do what God tell you to do. Be be a vessel for Christ in their life for whatever time, but you have to have the spirit of discernment, because you have to know when it's time to leave. There's a time for everything. God might bring you into somebody's life to encounter them, but you have to know when it's time to exit. You also have to know what you're there for. And I feel like it's for men and women. You have to really, really, really be before God about every relationship that you have, because every person that you encounter is not your person. A lot of people feel like, oh, I encountered a woman of God, I want her for myself. But every man who say that he wants you is not your husband. Every woman who say that she wants you is not your wife. You know what I'm saying? Ministry and personal life is separate. And you have to know that when God sends me into somebody's life to minister to them, I mean, you have to know when somebody sends, oh, stop it, Donna. You have to know when God sends you in somebody's life to minister to them, and you have to know when God is actually sending you your kingdom spouse. It's a difference. It's a difference. You're going to be able to feel the difference between your king, because your kingdom spouse is going to be equally yoked with you in a way where y'all can carry out kingdom business together. Which means if you're already walking in purpose, your kingdom husband is going to be walking in purpose. He's not going to, you're not going to have to go backwards in your walk with Christ because you're trying to teach them from baby steps. You're not going to have to go backwards and revisit who you used to be, because now the spirits in them that you fighting, you basically having spiritual warfare, and it looked like you having this warfare with a human being, but you're not. It's definitely spirits that they operate out of that's caused you to now relapse, and now you're an angry person that you used to be, and now you doing stuff you don't even used to do. That's neither here nor there. It's a whole different conversation. But what I'm saying is, ministry is a thing in itself. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes because we are single, when we step into ministry, we can get it twisted as if, oh, now I encounter this person and they admire who I am, so maybe this is my husband. Like, nah, that's not how that go. Ministry is ministry, and when your kingdom spouse comes, you will know it. Because the person is going to bring you closer to Christ. The person is going to definitely be in their purpose, which means if it's a woman that you meet, you're already going to be walking in purpose as a man. You're already going to be a leader. She's not going to be helping you be that. You're already going to be that, and she's going to come along and help you with your purpose. It's not her responsibility to help you grow as a man. I mean, not saying grow as a man, because your wife can't help you grow as a man, but it's not her purpose. It's not her business. I'm getting tired to like be your mom and help you grow up. Like that's not what it's giving. That's not what it's giving. Like I said, I'm getting lost, but anywho, your kingdom husband will already be walking in purpose because he is the leader, right? He's the head, which means he's already walking in purpose, doing what God is calling him to do. And so now he's your covering, and it's easy for you to now submit, so to speak, or what is it called? Basically follow his lead. It's easy for you to do that because you know he's being led by Christ. There it is. It's coming out right now. So, but when it comes to ministry, you'll notice that it's people who needs like a lot of spiritual healing. It's going to be people who you can tell are not yet walking in purpose, and you're there to just inspire them. And you're going to be able to tell that it's you don't have to force a kingdom marriage. You don't have to force that. That's going to be what it's going to be because God is already involved. Whether he revealed you to him or whether y'all just met somewhere and y'all both walking in purpose, it's going to flow. It's going to be in unison. But when it's ministry and you trying to force somebody who you're supposed to be ministering to be your person, it's always going to be friction because y'all unequally yoked. And that is how you're going to know, hey, look, this is just ministry, what I'm doing here. This has nothing to do with kingdom marriage. I'm supposed to be ministering to them. I'm here to give them a word. I'm here to uplift them. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to be the example of Christ in real form so that they will know when they get out in this world what is of God and what is not. They're going to be able, God is going to use you to show himself so that when he release you from that assignment and they go out and encounter other people, they're going to be able to now see the difference. Oh, well, that is not of Christ. That is. And that ain't, and that is. And that's the reason why you're in their life, is because you're supposed to be the vessel that God is using. You're not supposed to now be misled or now you allowing the person you ministering to influence your behavior. That's when you know you fall in it. That's how you know, like, man, I done got caught up in something. Because in ministry, you aren't supposed to conform to the things that you already came out of because this person you ministering to is doing these things. You know what I mean? Hope I ain't losing y'all. But yeah, I don't know how I got on that, but I feel like I got on that because in my walk as a single woman, being a minister, sometimes men encounter me and they feel like because I'm different, you know, because I'm different from things that they encounter on a daily basis, they feel like, oh, this my person, this my wife. Like, sir, I'm just here to minister. And so now I'm just more mature in that area, because if I fell for every single guy that thought I was his wife, honey, I would literally be off track, like literally off track. But I'm stronger in that area now, knowing that my ministry is my ministry, and I'm gonna know when my person come. Cause listen, he gonna be a doer of the word, not just a hearer of the word. Cause God not just gonna put me with no anybody. Because of the mantle that's on my life, because of the influence, because of my ministry, because of, you know, how I inspire, and because I'm willingly being used by God, he not just gonna put me with no anybody. He gonna put me with a true man of God who is gonna cover me and who is going to obey him so that he don't distract me from God's work that he called me to do. So, just, I don't know why I had bring that up, but just be cautious of that, because even one of, some brothers in Christ that I talk to, they have had struggles with that as well, because I feel like if you're a single person and you're going into ministry, right? People are drawn to your light. Let's talk about it. People are drawn to your light and they feel like, wow, I finally got a sense of light that I don't see nowhere else in the world. This must be my person. And it happens to men too. Women be like, oh man, I have not encountered a man of God in my life, or I've not ever encountered a man of God that's walking and really obeying God. And so now they want to latch on to you and keep you. But they have not done the work yet to end up to be the person that God will bless to walk this kingdom walk with you, because they still have things that they have to be delivered from, and things that got to be stripped off of them in order for them to be equally yoked with you. So we as vessels of Christ, we have to be disciplined enough to say, as much as I like you, as much as you might be a good catch for someone, I don't think you're the catch for me, because I'm not here for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to be strong enough in that to really stand on business. We can't be like, oh, because God haven't sent me my person yet, and this person, you know, I might be able to get them up to speed, or I might be able to teach them enough of the word that they might end up being the person. Like, that's not what that's giving. Like, that's giving you done went and did something on your own and now you're asking God to bless it. That's not God sending this is the person that God sent you. You know what I'm saying? I hope I'm not losing y'all, because I'm really serious right now. But yeah, because like I said, I encountered that, and I also, other brothers and sisters in Christ that I speak to, they encountered it as well. And it's only because we walking in light. The people that we ministering to are probably like broken people. They are probably like searching for the light in a world of darkness. And they encounter us and we are so different to them that they think like, oh, well, I want that person for myself. But that's not how that works. Like, chosen ones, God will place us with other chosen. You know what I'm saying? So, and let me say this. Just because you meet a person and they are not yet mature as you are spiritually, it does not mean that God will not take them off into his quiet place and do the work in them, and that maybe later on he will not bless your union. But what I can say is, do not be unequally yoked, because it will be heavy on you, the chosen person. It be heavy on you, because not only do you have kingdom business to do, not only do you have, you know, your own self-development and your own things that God is doing in your life as a single person, because the Bible says that a single woman, her mind should be stayed on God with no distractions. And it also talk about a man who is not married, you know, his work is completely dedicated to God. But when he gets married, now he has the responsibility of his wife. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like single people, we have so much purpose that you can't be burdened down by trying to now take on the responsibility of God, because that's what you're doing. When you try to take on a person that you unequally yoked with, that means unequally burdened. That means now all of the things that they're unaware of, all of the things that you need, you're deprived of because they lack these qualities at this time. I'm not saying that they always will, but at this time, y'all on two totally spiritual levels, and you're trying to force something that is not right now. It's not the time for that right now. You know what I'm saying? But when you are equally yoked with a person, it's not going to feel like you carrying a heavy load. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to make sure that they walking with Christ, and you're trying to make sure that they understand certain things that godly people are and are not supposed to do. And like, you trying to make sure that what you need in a relationship you're getting, because they don't really necessarily have the qualities to give them to you. So now you're trying to teach them how to love you. You're trying to teach them how to treat people. And you're trying to teach them how to be who they already should be. That's unequally yoked. Like, let them people go on off and have that encounter with Christ to where God makes them over, and that they are delivered from the things that are holding them down. And once God can strip that baggage off of them, then maybe, you know what I'm saying? God will let you know if he don't want you to let somebody back in your life. If it's a no for him and it's a no for you, he gonna let you know. But then it might be a case where this person has truly done the self-work, truly done the spiritual work, and they're truly walking with Christ, that maybe God will bless the union and allow them to come back into your life. You just don't never know. But that's why you got to stay in the presence of God, because only with discernment, only knowing your word, will you be able to see the truth from a lie. The fruits of the spirit, and like somebody bearing the fruit of Christ, is going to be very evident. God talks about things that are detestable to him. It's going to tell you. It's going to tell you a lie is a lie is a lie. A deceiver is a deceiver is a deceiver. Like, look up the one that say 6 things are detestable to God. I think it's 6 things God hates and 7 things that are detestable to him. Look up that. And in Isaiah, it's also something that talks about people that claim they are of God, but their hearts are so far from him. If you really know the word, if you really know the word, there are going to be, I'm telling you, you will never be led astray if you know your word. Because the enemy, Satan's children, be knowing the Bible too, because that's how he can use God's word to manipulate and play with your mind. So you have to know your word, so that when you look inside of something and you don't see Christ in it, you know that it's not of God. You get what I'm saying? Because even somebody who got a mask on and who portraying to be something that they not, eventually, one thing about demons, they stupid. They literally, they always expose themselves. I don't even know, like, why they're even a thing. Because it's like they can't even go but so long without exposing their true identity. And if you are patient, if you are not just anxious to get into something, if you are not just desperate to have something, if you are not just giving into lust and loneliness and all of this madness, you will be able to see what is of God and what's not, because it's only so long before demons expose themselves. It's only so long. I'm telling you, I'm a witness. It's only so long. And don't, like, literally, don't be in a rush for nothing. Let a couple of months go by. Let some time go by and really evaluate situations that you're in. If it's always chaos, if it's no peace there, if you looking at a person's actions and it's always something off, if it's no truth in their tongue, like if they are manipulators, you have to really, I'm telling you, read the Bible. Read the Bible. The truth is there. It describes these people. So if you are not just so quick and so desperate and such a pick-me, and just not even having no faith in God that He's going to eventually send you that person that you fit so well with, you are going to fall victim to night the Jezebel spirits, the Delilah spirits, the spirits, the narcissistic spirits. You're going to fall victim to that because you're now in idolatry. You're idolizing marriage. You're idolizing a relationship. You might be idolizing a man, putting a man before God, whatever the case is. If you do not know your word, you will be led astray. I'm telling you this because some people will be like, oh, well, I didn't even realize it. I can tell you right now. If I separated from somebody, I had signs from the beginning and I probably ignored it. But if you do not ignore the signs and you really sit with what's in front of you, you will be able to see the truth. Start playing back those relationships that ended and realize from the beginning, where did I see the red flags? How did I know from the beginning that this would happen? You know what I mean? And if you're a seer, if you have spiritual gifts, God will show you from day one. Do you hear me? From day one. But if you ignore it, you can't blame nobody. You can't be sitting somewhere crying, God, why did you let this happen to me? You can't be like all mad at the person. No, God showed me who you were. He showed me. I just love God so much that He never let nothing destroy me. And like, He don't play by me. Like, He will get somebody up away from me. He do not play. He will get people away from me. I'm telling you. Like, some of my exes will tell you, like, the ones who not in denial, the ones who really, like, they honest and truthful, they will tell you, like, nah, God don't play by her. Like, if you ain't right, He gonna get you from around her. Like, it's literally people, and I'm not saying this in no both. It's people who are no longer living on this earth, and it's people who are in incarceration for playing with me, and I never had to do nothing to them. You just hear about them later in life, like, dang, what happened to this person? Oh, they got such and such years. Oh, they passed away. Oh, they got taken out. Like, dang. And it's not nothing to be happy about. It's nothing, but it's like when you have a calling and you are very valuable to God because of what you're doing in the earth and because of the assignment He has you doing, He not just gonna let anybody come in your life and distract you from His purpose. Because anybody that's coming against you as a chosen person who God is using to deliver nations of people, now they coming against God because now they're trying to interfere with what He's trying to do with saving souls and building His kingdom. So you don't have to pray nothing bad against nobody. You don't have to do no type of witchcraft. You don't have to nothing. As a matter of fact, pray God have mercy on their soul. I'm serious. Y'all might think I'm being religious, and I'm not. Because let me tell you something. It's only so many people that say, yes, God, use me the way that you see fit. It's very few of those people. So when God get one of those people and they are willing to do His work, they are not afraid to speak out. They are bold. And when God placed a word in their heart or on their lips, they speak it. He used them in such a dynamic way that if you get in their way or you try to attack them or you try to do something to harm them, you have to answer to God for it. Literally, I am not lying. I am not lying. Last year sometime, I had a dream about this girl. And I haven't seen this girl in years. Years. But she always, tried to play like cordial with me. And like somebody who got a spirit that will act like they like you, but they really don't. And they really got really dangerous intent towards you. It's like I could always feel that. But we never had no run-ins. And God rest her soul. Like, she really was aside from whatever type of envy she had towards me, she really was a beautiful person. And so this year, last year I had a dream about her. And I'm not going to say what happened in a dream, but I found out last year that she passed away. And I'm like, man. And I'm like, I wanted to ask, like, when was the day that she passed, or like, when was the funeral, or whatever, because I wanted to look into because I got a prophetic journal. Whenever God show me things about people, I write it down, because all the time I don't really know what it's about until I pray about it. He give me discernment, he give me interpretation or whatever. And I just literally found out, maybe it was after Christmas, maybe about a couple weeks ago, that she had passed away. And I wanted to ask when or how, but I didn't even ask, because I leave all that stuff up to God. You know what I'm saying? I really do. Because I don't wish nothing bad on nobody. No matter what somebody do to me, I still be praying for them. And I know that that's only a gift that God gave me, because I never want to be the person who laugh at somebody else's pain, whether somebody going through it, they having a hard time, whatever the case is. I'm never going to be that person that's like, that's what you get. You know how some people be online, they be like, I wish your mama passed and all this, and I be saying all this crazy stuff. Bruh, I would never wish for somebody to be taken off this earth. I would never do that. You know what I'm saying? Only thing that I would do is, like, somebody was like bothering me a little minute ago, and instead of me like going back and forth with them, I got on my knees and I said, God, you said that you was gonna protect me. I asked that I had a prayer, and I didn't pray. I don't pray that people be taken off this earth. So don't never get it twisted. I don't pray them type of prayers. And you gotta, and don't even do that, because touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. It's clear as day. The Bible tells you, if he got somebody on assignment and they doing something for him, do not bother with those people. And touching somebody is not always physical harm. It can be you speaking on them. It can be you wishing bad things on them. It can be you trying to go to these witchcraft people to do stuff. Whatever, if you try to touch a child of God, you will receive judgment for it. And it's only between you and God what kind of judgment that you're going to receive. I would pray that these people repent. I pray that they will turn back to God and that they would repent for what they're doing. Because if they don't, it's nothing that I can do about it, because I don't see what they're doing behind my back. I don't know how serious they envy towards me is. I don't know if they literally plotting this and that against me. I don't know none of these things. So if God see that they really, really like won't stop whatever they doing against me, he will handle it in whatever way he see fit. You know what I'm saying? I pray that nobody don't be that rebellious against God, that they cause themselves to be taken off this earth. I pray that whatever jealous, envious, hateful spirit that's within you, whatever slanderous spirit that's within you, that's causing you to sin against me and I ain't done nothing to you, I pray that that it be removed from you. Because what reason do you ever have to be like this to somebody when you got your own gifts and you would know what they were if you would just tap in and say yes to God? You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to go around harassing people. You don't have to go around antagonizing people and being evil to people, when you are special as well, if you just take the time to surrender your life to God and say yes to God. You know what I'm saying? So doing all of the evil don't do nothing but put you in a bad space with God. It puts you in a really dangerous space. So y'all, if it's people that's coming up against you or whatever like that, all I can say is go to God about it. Don't try to handle it on your own. Go to God and be like, God, you see, I'm not doing nothing to them. You see that I'm trying to be a better person, and I'm trying, and I'm walking in the spirit, and I'm doing what you asked me to do. I'm paying no attention to it. I'm not responding to them. I'm not bothering them. I ask that you deal with this. You know what I'm saying? You can ask God, like, God, you said that you would defend me. You said that you will silence the voice of my enemies. You know what I'm saying? You said no weapon formed against me shall prosper. Speak the word of God. That's another reason people always want to discard the Bible, but the only way that you can speak God's word back to him that will never return void is if you know the promises that are in the Bible. If you don't know what the words say, how you going to speak them words back to God? How you going to hold him to his word if you don't know what his word is? You know what I'm saying? So, like I was saying, if you encountering any type of friction, any type of people coming against you, people attacking you for no reason, Anoint your house. Make sure that your heart stay pure towards them. Forgive them. God, I forgive them for everything that they doing. And I release them into my forgiveness. I don't have no, feelings toward them. I don't wish nothing bad on them. I just pray that they will turn their hearts back to you, God. And I ask that you deal with this how you see fit. It's in God's hands then. It has nothing to do with you praying no negative prayers or returning nothing back to sender. You don't have to do none of it. Long as you continue to walk in the spirit and you continue to obey God and allow him to use you as a vessel to bring millions and more people to Christ, he's going to defend you. And I pray that people will just stop in their tracks, because the more they try to come against you, the more and more God gonna be like, oh, so you just won't stop. I warned you before. I told you, touch not my anointed ones. I showed you specifically that this one right here that you don't need to bother with because she ain't doing nothing to you, but you're going to constantly keep on and constantly keep on. Okay, now it's time for me to step in. That's a dangerous space to be in. You don't want that type of smoke. I can guarantee you don't want that smoke. You don't want none of that smoke. God is a man of war. He's not just like this old passive, soft God who let people just run all over his children. He's not like that. He's not like that. I'm telling you, he's not like that. So don't walk around and have no evil spirit, y'all. Don't have no bitterness in your heart towards nobody, because your heart posture is what brings you closer to God. When you don't have that bitter, jealous, malicious, evil, manipulative, deception, all of that stuff that are fruits of Satan, if you don't have none of that stuff in your heart, God gonna move for you. Do you hear me? I am a witness. He will move for you, but your heart posture gotta be correct. So always be the type of person who's okay with telling themselves the truth. Cause I'd be in a minute like, Donna, you tripping. You should have never said that to that person. You know that you're not supposed to be judging nobody. You know that you don't know them like that, so don't be thinking them thoughts. Like, I would tell myself right in the middle, I'd be like, I rebuke, I renounce, I cancel, I come out of agreement with them thoughts. Because sometimes thoughts come, hey, you ever seen somebody and be like, oh, they ugly. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't be like that no more. Those not the type of thoughts that come to me. But the type of thoughts that I can say come to me sometimes is when I know somebody doing something that they not supposed to be doing. And I automatically want to go to like what's up with you? But if I catch myself anyway, like, I've been praying against that, like any type of judgmental spirit, like anything like that. But sometimes righteous judgment is correct, because some of these pastors who are being exposed publicly, I already had it in my spirit, and I was praying against, and I was like, God, I don't want to be falsely accusing none of your children. I don't want to be judging none of your children, false judgment, or being bearing false witness against none of your children, because these are things that are detestable to God. You know what I'm saying? So I would be trying to like rebuke, renounce, cancel, come out of agreement with any of those thoughts. But then you realize that some of them thoughts that you having ain't from Satan. It be righteous judgment. Because now some of the pastors and the people, the speakers, the prophets that are getting exposed publicly online, I already had this feeling about. Like, it's only one person as a prophet that I can say that God literally showed me their face. Showed me their platform. But these other prophets that are getting exposed right now, I can say that my spirit had already marked them out. It was like, yeah, something not right with that. I'm not listening to them no more. Yeah, something not right with that. I ain't listening to them no more. And then now they're getting exposed for all their darkness on public platforms. And it's like, man, that's why it's important to like be of a sober mind, because it's very hard for you to righteously judge if you in sin, right? If you like willingly sin. I'm not talking about, oh, you made a mistake and said something out your mouth you weren't supposed to say. You go, you repent for that, and you make sure that you're being more diligent not to return back to that. But I'm talking about willful sin, which means you willingly indulging in fornication. You willingly every day, you drunk as a skunk, like you willingly being a malicious, lying, devious person. When you living in that type of sin, hey girl, hey star, when you willingly living in that type of sin, you're not gonna have the right type of discernment, the righteous judgment, whatever. But when you walk in the spirit with a sober mind, which means you don't have no intent on using people. You're not just out here idolizing and living in sorcery and drugs and like all of this immoral sex and all of this stuff. Your discernment will be heightened, and you will be led by the Spirit in certain things, and you will have righteous judgment in your spirit. The Holy Spirit will lead you to let you know who you should and should not be listening to, who's a false prophet, who's not, who is speaking the name of God, who's so far from him. Like, the Holy Spirit will reveal these things to you, but you have to be of a sober mind though. Because how you gonna be living in willful sin and then turn around and have strong discernment about somebody else? It's not gonna happen like that. But what I can say, prophets, seers, people who are just now learning of their gifts, you might be, because I didn't fully give my life over to God until 2022, but I always knew God. I always feared God. I always lived as a godly, righteous woman, but I was still indulging in sin. You know what I'm saying? And I was still able to see accurately in the spirit. I still was able to receive revelations, prophecy, stuff like that. And I'm guessing that the reason God allowed that to happen is because he had always called me, but I didn't know how big my calling was. I didn't know that it was a real such thing as real prophets. I didn't know it was a real such thing as God showing you things in dreams and visions and stuff like that. I didn't know that it was a real thing. But I've been having these visions since I was 7 years old. My mom would literally tell you. I would come and tell her something, and then it would happen, and then she would be like, yeah. She told me one day, I probably was like 10 at this time, because it kept happening. She was like, you probably got the gift of intercession, which means God will allow you to see things so that you can intercede in prayer, in spiritual warfare, you know? But even as I was like getting older, you know, anywhere from 19, I would say anywhere from 17 to 23, I was living in heavy sin, bro. Like heavy sin. Like, I knew God, and I always used to say, like, this, everything in this world belongs to my Father, so it belongs to me. Like, I knew I was a child of God. I knew I was different. I knew I was chosen simply because of certain things that was happening in my life, as far as like me having favor and like me being way ahead of my time, like me having influence and stuff like that. I knew I was chosen, but I was living in heavy sin though. But God still had his hand on me, and I was still able to see in the spirit, but I had no idea what this was, y'all. I, like, you know how people tell you that, oh, it's deja vu or whatever, like you've seen this before. I used to be thinking I'm tripping. Like, once I see something months back and then I encounter it in real life, and I just be like, why does this feel like deja vu? Why I feel like I've seen this before? And I had to learn through just like God developing me spiritually that deja vu is not even real. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't until, it was even before I fully gave my life to Christ in 2022. It was, I want to say, it was somewhere between 2019 and 2020 when I really realized that this was happening, that I was like really seeing stuff way before time, like way before time. And then it was by the grace of God, I heard, I guess another person of God say, like, it's no such thing as deja vu. And once I realized that, I'm like, wow, something is happening. But I never wanted to be in like no type of divination. I never did no type of studying of no tarot. I never did like none of the witchcraft stuff. I never done none of that stuff. I just knew that I had the gift, you know. But it wasn't until I fully surrendered my life to Christ, which was 2022, where it started picking up. Like, and now I know that, okay, when God showed me something, oh, it's about to happen. You know what I'm saying? It was when I came into full agreement with God about this gift that I had, and I started to, okay, I saw this 2 months ago. Now I'm standing in it. And that's why God told me to get my prophecy book, because it was his way of showing me that what I was seeing was real. He was telling me to write the things down. So it was a whole process, y'all. I'm talking about, it was a process to where I had to start sleeping with my prophecy book right next to me, because when I first came into agreement with the fact that I had these gifts, I would dream things and I would be so amused by what I saw that I would get up and I would start doing other things and I would forget completely. I would forget what I dreamed until I was standing in it. Then I was like, man, I dreamed this. But I wanted to be more in tune with it, so I started to sleep next to my book, because I would get up out my dream, or if whether it be a vision, I could now. God is doing this big one, but now I can see stuff in real time. But I would write it down and I would go back to sleep. So the next morning, I would read what I wrote and I would go before God in prayer for interpretation. Like, God, what do you mean by this dream? What did you mean by this? Because just because I knew I had to give don't mean I understood everything that I saw. Sometimes I would see things about people and don't, like I told y'all about the girl. I didn't understand why I was seeing this. I'm like, I haven't seen this girl in years. You know what I'm saying? Right, I'm telling you, write it down, Star. Write it down, because God said in the last days that he will pour his spirit out amongst his people. And like, I feel like now he raising up remnants more now than ever before. But you have to have discernment, and that's why it's so important for, not that everything that people are doing right now is, how can I say this? Matter of fact, I'm not even going to talk about what other people are doing. What I'm going to say for a chosen person, what I'm going to say is, the reason why it's so important for us to live godly is because our discernment has to be on point, and we have to know that we know that we know that we're hearing from God. If you're indulging in things outside of God, especially sexual sin and stuff like that, that's going to open doors for many more demons to enter your life. This is when you don't even know if you're hearing God or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, but when you can separate from all of that stuff and really just be led by the Spirit, you're gonna know that you're hearing from God, because you don't have no open doors. Like, literally, I'm telling you, I'm a witness. I'm a witness. And it's a very dangerous space when you think you're hearing from God, and you know you're hearing from God, but you're not so sure. In that point, now you probably being disobedient, or you put yourself in a place of trouble because he's showing you something and you're not obeying it, because you're living in sin and the devil is causing chaos and confusion in your mind, and you're not obeying what God is showing you. Because God has showed me that the encounter that I dealt with, that I was supposed to leave it a long time ago, but because I was in sexual sin, I was thinking that I was tripping. I thought that I was tripping. Whole time God is showing me the character of this person that I'm laying down with every day, and I'm not obeying him because I'm in confusion. I'm living in sin daily. You know what I'm saying? And it feels so good to have separated from that and to see that everything God was showing me was truly still coming from my Father. But because I'm a chosen, it's no way that the enemy can like play with me in the spirit. God gave me I forgot what number it was the other day, that was telling me that he is the authority over my spiritual realm. Literally for a couple of days now, he been waking me up at the same time every morning. I was like, literally the same exact. It is not a coincidence for you to wake up at the same exact time every morning for days in a row. So I said, you know what? This is God. I looked up the number in a strong concordance, and it was God saying that he was the authority of my spiritual realm. And that was yet more confirmation of him telling me, you're not one of them people who the enemy can just come drop dreams and all that to you. You're not one of those people. If I'm showing you something, it's for a reason. Girl, Okay, you and me both. I walked away from that a little while ago, but I've been practicing abstinence for since I gave my life to Christ since 2022. But I have fell short in them 3 years. But just recently, I fell short for a couple of months, like last year sometime. But that's why I had stayed off my ministry channel, because I refuse to get before people of God and like be talking to people of God. And I wanted to go through a full deliverance. I'm talking about months before I decided to come back and do a word. But it's okay. But I know I ain't falling no more. Okay, we ain't going for that. If God words say it, it's true. If God say that you're gonna be married and you ain't gonna have to lay down with no man in order for him to know you the one, it's true. So don't let people tell you that, oh, it's not gonna happen. Ain't no man gonna marry no woman without first laying with her. That's a lie. That is a lie. That is the enemy trying to get you to step off your watch. Do you hear me? Don't fall for it. There are men of God, true men of God, who ain't finna play that. They ain't finna be in sin, and they ain't finna lead you into none, because they know how important it is. So just trust God and make sure that you're doing everything he tell you to do. Your person gonna come and he gonna wait. You know what I mean? Like, for real, for real. So, but anyways, so like I said, make sure that you always guarding your eyes, your ears. It's very important that you don't watch certain things before you go to bed. It's very important that you are not idolizing certain things or obsessing over certain things. That's why I'm very much against all of this. Unless God give me a kingdom spouse word, or like when I actually finally am married, I probably tell the story of how me and my husband met and came to whatever. But I feel like a lot of those kingdom words are deceiving people, because it's causing people to hold on to things that are not for them, with the hopes of this being their kingdom husband. A lot of people, they are just getting into relationships and calling it a kingdom spouse because of whatever they went through with the person or whatever. And it's very much delusional, and it's very much deception. It has nothing to do with no kingdom spouse. I know. I know, it happened to me. But one thing about God, nothing is wasted, because in that time of you preparing for marriage, whether you was misled or not, I'm quite sure that it's lessons that you learned in that time that is preparing you for your real person. So just don't take the lessons lightly, and don't constantly fall into that over and over and over. Your kingdom spouse is going to be a doer of the word. He's not going to be, if you really walk in Christ, he's not going to send you somebody who you have to compromise your holiness for. It's not going to happen, sister. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, so back to the spiritual thing, right? So after I decided to start writing things down and really came into agreement with me having this gift and everything, and starting to see things happen in real time, it came a point where, like I said, you have to get strengthened in your gift to the point where not only do you write it down, but you're able to, how can I say it? You're able to be present in what it is that God's showing you, right? So there were instances, this is so crazy. There's this one instance that I can remember where I was able to, and before this happened, I could never do it. Like when it first started, like I said, I'm gonna tell you the journey. When it first started, I knew it was happening, and I would go tell my mom about the dreams I was having. Once it came to pass, she told me that I probably had the gift of intercession. Okay, so I knew that God was using me even as a little girl, because she told me about intercession when I was 10 years old, because my mom is a woman of God. She knew that these things that were being revealed to me was not, she knew that they were of God, and this wasn't just no joke. So she told me about intercession. I was like 10 years old, whatever. So my mom took it serious. She took my gift serious. She covered me in that. I'm so grateful that she did, instead of being one of them parents that say, oh, like, you tripping, girl, what you talking about, whatever. No, my mom was one of them ones, and she knew that it was real. So she nurtured me in that. And she listened to everything that I had to tell her. If I had a dream and I came to her, she took it very serious. She took whatever precautions it was. And so I thank her for that. But then, like I said, once I got to the point where I realized that deja vu wasn't a thing and I was really receiving this stuff from God, um, that's when I feel like when I came into agreement with it is when I started to experience warfare more, because evil principalities didn't want me to be able to use this gift for God. So I would literally forget my dreams. Like, I would forget them when I wake up, and then I won't even realize what God showed me until I was standing in it. And then, like I said, it moved to the point where I started to, allow God to mature me in this gift. So I started writing things down. And then after me getting to write things down, now it's like every time you do the work, God takes you up another level. So once I start being obedient to God about actually writing them down so that I can see that He was really speaking to me, it got to the point where this one time I was in the middle of a really juicy revelation. I was knocked out. Like, God was like talking to me. And I got straight up and I went to the bathroom. I had to pee so bad. And sometimes that'll be a way of the enemy getting you to wake up so that you don't see what God's trying to show you, and so that you will forget. But I was getting so obedient, so strengthened in my gift that this particular time I was able to go back to sleep and restart it from the very part that it left off. I had never been able to do that before, because sometimes when I get up, I literally it be over. I only could remember what I saw, or I completely forget. So I got to the point where I could go back to sleep and start it from where it stopped at. So I was able to finish the revelation and receive everything that God was showing me. So that was cool. Like, that was fire. So once I realized I can do that, I started to try to get more intentional about that, because it was many times that for some reason, anything, a knock at the door, anything will try to wake me up to keep me from receiving a revelation that God was trying to give me. Like, even sometimes I hear a bang, like a bang at my door. Uh-huh. I would like hear a bang at my door, get up, ain't nobody at the door. That's how you know it's the enemy. It's like God finna show you the end of it, and He don't want you to see it, so He try to wake you up. So once I got to the point where I could actually go back into my dream and, like, finish off, started from where I was at and actually finish it off, that was fire. And then, so what? I
literally only went to church. Not only, but
oh, you not good, I'm telling you.
I was really looking forward to some more drinks.
Me too, though. Especially the energy ones.
I didn't only go for that, but dang.
I probably want to walk to the gas station. I do need some air. I want to walk and get me an energy drink. Oh, no, I don't need no energy drinks. But anyway, so once I got to the point where I can, like, literally start it back off from where I was at, God started to do more and more and more, y'all. Oh, my God. Like, I don't even know. Maybe it's for you, Star. I don't even know why I'm telling this, because I don't tell these type of things to people. But what God told me the other day was that He was the authority over my spiritual realm. So it's nothing that no evil principalities can do to me anyways. But now it's to the point where I can see real-time visions. Real-time. So I'm just like, whew, I'm so in awe of God. Like, I ain't even playing with it no more, because I need Him every minute and every second of every day. I can't do nothing without Him. Especially having these. All of this story is my life right now. Oh, that's probably why I'm talking. Because, girl, I wanted to get off here so long ago. Sometimes God be having me just stay on here. But it's real big. It's real big. It's like when you give God a little bit, He will use all of you. Like, He will use all of it. All of it. So, yeah. And abstinence, let me tell you, sister, because I don't know if you need to hear this, but abstinence is not as hard as it may seem, especially if you put yourself in a position not to be tempted in that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, once you know spiritual principles and stuff, you'll understand why you're not supposed to watch that adult stuff. We're not gonna say it, children here, but once you understand spiritual principles, first of all, you're gonna understand why you cannot watch that anymore. You know what I mean? Especially if you're a seer, if you don't want to open demonic portals. You feel me? So you're gonna understand why you can't watch that. You're gonna understand why self-pleasing desires is no good for you. Um, you're gonna understand the importance of who you are, not just value as a woman. You're going to understand how important you are as a vessel. Because if God is giving you gifts to see, hear, or minister or whatever, you have a really big mantle in your life. Like, we are not only watchmen, we are fisher of men, and we are literally disciples. We are, man, like, it's so important. Like, when God say, I appointed you to be a prophet among the nations, or go out and make disciples. Like, when he put that mantle on your life, it's very, very, very big. Not only is important, but you are super special, super important to God. And like, when we step outside of God's will, our tap-ins be a little bit worse than the people who don't know no better. So you might want to save yourself. But on top of that, it's like, once you get to a point where you just like so in awe of God and just like so happy about who he called you to be, honestly, you rarely ever get those desires. Like, that's why I'm so intentional about what I'm watching. Like, some shows be really good, but once they get to that grown-up stuff, I got to skip it, because it's like, you don't want to open them doors and nothing. Then now you got to be on your knees all night, crying out and praying out to get these feelings out of your body. So, and then even when it comes to a point of God allowing you to date or sending your person to pursue you, whatever, it's just like a way that you got to do it. Because, like I said, a man of God is not going to want to lead you into sin. He's not going to want to cause you to sin. He's not going to be acting like, oh, he's so weak and he can't control his. He not that. Listen, that's your key. That's your cue to go, because that's not a man of God. That's just a man that go to church, okay? But you don't want that type of situation, because when you truly dating a man of God, he gonna understand and he gonna want the same thing for himself. He's only dating with intentions. He's only dating because he is seeking out that helper, that Rebecca that God has for him. So if you encounter another situation where you feel like it's going that way, cut it off. Cut it off. Because I'm not saying that men of God don't fall short, but a true man of God that's walking in the spirit, if he even feel them feelings in himself. I have brothers in Christ. We have these conversations. He gonna be somewhere fasting and praying to get that up off of him. I'm not lying. The real men of God, they're gonna tell you the truth. Yes, I was dating somebody and I had that type. Oh no, I had to get the fasting. Like, no, for real. It's real men of God out here. So if you truly believe in God, you got to know that he make men that are after his own heart. He do. You just can't put yourself in situations where you're encountering people that are not of God. You have to not be desperate, not be weary in doing good, and you have to be willing to be patient enough to be like, well, as nice as he looks, as successful as he is, he's not a doer of the word. He's not walking in the spirit of God. So I'm gonna be okay with waiting until God send me my person. You can't feel like you took an L when you let somebody go that's not walking in the spirit of God, because that's not a loss for you. Hell lost another one. That's a W. You hear me? Like, um, also when you start to get to dating, like kingdom real courtship, you don't want to wear things that entice your person or make him be weak in areas. You don't want to invite him to your house in settings that are entirely too intimate. You don't want to be out after a certain time at his house or him at yours. It's just like certain things you just don't want to do to save yourself. So I feel like just write some things down that you feel like, okay, in order for me to guard myself from falling short in this area, what kind of changes can I make when it is time for me to date? Because as women, I don't know what, well, honestly, even my brothers in Christ, we all say the same thing. When we really on this walk, you're not just going to be frivolously dating, just going out with any and everybody. If it's not a potential candidate for marriage, you're not going to be dating them because it's a waste. And it's nothing but an open door for you to fall short in that area. So by the time you actually do have a godly courtship, which is going to be with only one person, not multiple people. You out with Keisha on Sunday, and you out with Jessica on Tuesday, and then you out with, like, how it's not even making any sense. A man that's being a doer of the word, he's probably going to watch the person that he want to marry for a little while to make sure that she's the one he want to pursue in court, and then he's going to court her with intentions of marriage. Okay, so all of this date 'em all stuff that they be talking about, plug your ears to the nonsense. Okay, that's not how that's gonna work, because it's a godly courtship gonna be so intentional that you're not gonna have time for multiple people. It's just not gonna, it's not even gonna be a thing, because it's so much growing in Christ and developing spiritually and carrying out kingdom business, whether it be building a business, whether it be ministry, whether it be whatever. You're not gonna have, how could you even focus on a marriage with a person if you dating 5, 3, even 2 people? It's not going to work like that. You're going to be torn in between both of their personalities, and you're going to encounter both of their spirits. It don't work like that. So anyways, by the time you get to that godly courtship, just make sure that you are setting boundaries, not only to protect yourself from falling short, but to aid your Isaac. Okay, you're going to aid your Isaac and not falling short either, because he gonna need your help as well. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, I would say that you only want to encounter or be courted by somebody who already had that self-control, because you can't make you can't make a whoremonger a husband. He has to already have the qualities of being cool on stuff way before you come. I'm cool. He got to be the type of person that's already turning down stuff way before you come, because that's how you're going to know that he's disciplined enough to actually be a husband and be in a situation with, you, the apple of his eye. Absolutely. Many people believe that when you have a calling or anointing on your life, it's a sign that you have a unique purpose to fulfill. This can be incredibly empowering and motivating. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But yeah. This was a good talk, y'all. Such a good talk. Trust me. I feel like everything that we go through is nothing but making us the best version of ourselves that we should be for the real thing. If you think counterfeits don't have a purpose, you crazy. Like, when you encounter a counterfeit, you come out so refined, baby. You be ready for the real walk, because you be like, all right, I knew how they came with they love bombing and they oh, Mr. Nice Guy, all of this. You understand now the signs that you don't want to fall for anymore, huh? Girl, you better remember it next Sunday. Because next Sunday we got to be at Connect Track. I said we have to be at Connect Track next Sunday. And then we're going to take a rest. After next Sunday, we're going to take a rest. We're going to take a rest because y'all got school and I got work, trust me.
I'm doubling. I'm bringing my own bag. I'm doubling because I missed something. I'm doubling.
But, yeah, so, y'all, don't be going before God and being all toe up. Like, God, I encountered a counterfeit and I don't know how you let this happen to me. And I was walking with you and I don't even know how I felt for that. Like, trust me. Been had the moments, but God revealed to me that you only know how to test the spirit when you know what fruits are not of God. Because what? the Bible say that a bad tree cannot bear good fruit. And a good tree can't bear bad fruit. Okay? So when you see it, you're going to know that you know that you know, because what? You already experienced. So if you never experienced somebody who read their Bible every day and go to church every Sunday, but their heart is so far from God, you wouldn't know that every man that you encounter in the church is not of God. So sometimes you have to encounter certain things in order for you to know. So next time Mr. comes in with a suit on and sit next to you on a pew, you ain't just so, oh, I got me a man of God. No, are the fruit there? Is he operating in the Spirit of God? Where does God show up in him every single day? Is he a man of integrity? Do he obey God? Because if somebody is rebelling against God, they're gonna, what you think they're gonna do to you? You ain't oh so beautiful and got all these so feminine qualities that now he gonna be so good to you when he can't even obey God, the all powerful. So it's like you gotta watch. You gotta test the spirit. And the only way you're gonna be able to test the spirit is if you walking in it. Only if you walking in it will you be able to test the spirit, okay? So that's why it's very important. Like being one with God and receiving the Holy Spirit is not just about being holier than thou or being all this religious. Listen, it's so that you can know the wheats from the tares, okay? It's so you can know what is from God and what ain't. Because, honey, if the devil came looking like the devil, he would never be able to deceive you. If he can't, think about it. If somebody came straight up to you and said, I don't obey the word of God, I don't believe in God, I'm self-seeking, I'm rebellious, and I'm going to do what I want to do, it ain't about God, he would never be able to get close to you. Because you're going to run fast. You're going to be like, not my father, you ain't. So, of course, the enemy going to send somebody made up as if they are a child of God. But if the fruit ain't there, we know what it is. You know? Like we know what it is. But 9 times out of 10, the things that are that are going to be sent to get you off track or get you distracted from your purpose are not going to look like distractions. They're not going to look like come on now. They're gonna come disguised. They're gonna come disguised. So look, be not deceived. The only way you're not gonna be deceived is if you in your word, boy. Because I'm telling you, the Bible tell you all the traits. I never knew what a narcissist was until I was able to identify the traits of a narcissist with the stuff in the Bible that talks about what evil really is, what an evil person really is. Then I was able to match them two together. Like, man, a narcissist ain't nobody but somebody who is consumed by multiple demonic demons, multiple demonic spirits. They have a lot of demonic traits, but my God, it's still a devil. Okay? Like, it's still a devil. Because although we fall short of God's glory as children of God, a children of light don't necessarily bear evil spirits, which mean like deception and like manipulation. These are all evil things that are in the heart that cause these people to want to get over on people or have ulterior motives towards people or want to use and like be snakish, like two-faced. They one way in front of you, they love you, but behind your back, they got all the bad things to say about you. They got all these thoughts in their head about how they finna get over on you, how they about to deceive you, how they finna cheat on you, how they finna break you down, how they in silent competition with you. Like, I'm telling you, be not deceived. Be not deceived. I'm telling you, don't be in denial, because the Bible will tell you if somebody is of the Spirit of God or not. But it's up to you to say, I'm okay with waiting however many years it's going to take for God to send me the person he got for me. I feel like sometimes women get to the point where they don't want to be lonely, or they don't want to miss the bus, or like they feel like, well, this person got a couple of good traits, and I don't really know how many more men out here that got these couple of good traits, so you be willing to settle. I can tell you right now how you will know if it's of God or not. If you have to settle for it, it's not your person. God didn't say that I give you half of the desires of your heart. He said, I will give you the desires of your heart. He said that if the evil one can give good gifts to his children, what better gifts can my Father in heaven give to me because I love him? What better gifts? Which means he's not going to cause me to have to settle for somebody who is not even being the best that they can be for me. Why would he want that for me when he loved me? So he said that I is his chosen. I'm his prized possession. I am his chosen one. Nah, that ain't what he. God said, "Blessed is she who believes the promises of God." Okay, a woman who serves God shall be praised. That's what it said. It even says in Proverbs 31 that her husband will, what is it? Her husband will receive honor, basically in the streets or whatever, because of who she is, and that he will praise her. Her husband and her children will praise her. It's not because of who she is per se. It's because of how dedicated she is to God. He will cause that favor to fall upon her life. That's why people all over will praise her. That's why her husband will love her like he loved himself, and how God loved the church. It's because the favor of God that is on her life. Idiosyncrasy. Hey. I'm telling you, when you know how much God love you, it's a lot of stuff that ain't gonna be able to fly. If I didn't experience the love of Christ firsthand, I wouldn't have put up such a fight with the ex-person that I was with. I would have been so blinded by all the love bombing and all the nice gestures that I would have just been like, okay. But because before I ever encountered that, that's why I love God so much. He allowed me to encounter his love far before I ever encountered any man, when it came to like now me being in my promise of being married or whatnot. God took a whole year to spend time with me by himself. Last year when I lived in Atlanta, he took the whole year. He provided for me in ways when I didn't know how it was going to happen. He made sure I had the most top tier life, from my house to my car to favor on my life to sending helpers for me. Like, he made sure I had the most top tier life. And it's because he wanted me to know how love should look when I encountered a man, so that I can know a counterfeit from the real thing. If I had not received the love of Christ and knew how my Father will provide for me so that my husband will be a provider, or how God truly cared about my feelings and my inner self, and how he was patient with me, and like just everything. Like, God literally treated me like royalty for a whole entire year. Literally my whole life, to be honest. But last year, well, 2023, I'm talking about, I had top tier everything. Anything that I ever spoke out my mouth, God gave it to me. God, I don't know how I'm survive out here without no car. Brand new car, 2019, fresh off the lot. Beautiful home. Provision on top of provision, okay? Like, I'm talking about, he loved me so top tier, and that was just him showing me, your promise is coming, and if it don't look like this, it ain't from me. Whatever, God ain't gonna send me somebody who ain't gonna love me the way that he do. So that was just a beautiful experience, honestly. But I'm telling you, you gotta know that word though. If you don't know the word, you ain't gonna know what your promises are. You ain't gonna know how important you is to God. You don't know your worth. You don't know, like, when stuff is not aligning with His will for your life. You don't know when you're supposed to be kicking the demons out. Okay, like you gotta know the word in order for you to really be able to see what's what out here. Cause some of that stuff be coming looking real good, real good. But I need to make this spaghetti. I wonder I wonder is the what is going on here? Oh, that's from the other side. I'm gonna say, why I look like that? I cut all my ends yesterday. But y'all got anything y'all wanna ask me before I get gone? Cause this is my relaxed Sunday. Cause I gotta work all week, and I'm about to put in them hours. Boy, I ain't about to play. I need to make sure I order me some tea, or go get me some tea, and get everything I need for this week. Some vitamins too. Hey y'all, people be taking Geritol, and I don't know why, because it's real nasty, and I don't see it giving me no more energy than I had before. It's nasty. I think tea gives me more energy than Geritol. I drink tea. Of course, I be taking my collagen peptides. I don't know if all the vitamins in there is would be giving me energy, but it do got B vitamins in there. That's probably why I be having energy. But lemons give me energy. I be having lemons, honey, collagen, and that's all. Oh, I put ginger and cayenne pepper in my tea. But my tea that I be making be having me have real energy. Yep. I'm sitting here looking like a big old kid. Mustard on my shirt. But yeah. I cut my hair last night, y'all. Because it was just out of control. It was out of control. Like literally out of control. Out of control. The ends was like way down here, but they was just looking so shabby and crazy. I went straight like, psh, psh. So it's gonna grow back. So you say you're resting today? I am. I'm gonna rest today. I'm gonna cook dinner because I'm hungry and I can't let my. One thing about my kids, even if it's food in the house, they gonna not eat nothing all the way until it's nighttime and I feel like a bad mom and I don't want my kids to starve and go to bed hungry. Then they will literally not eat nothing until I get up and cook. I find that very disturbing. Because if I buy stuff like sandwiches or sausages or chips, quick stuff, salads, stuff that y'all can get in there and eat, but y'all gonna sit down and stay in the bed all day until I cook something, that's very disturbing. But that's what they've been doing lately. And I don't know why they do that. But yeah. I'm just gonna cook. I just cleaned up. So the only thing I gotta do is sweep the kitchen. I'm gonna put on some fluffy pajama pants. And I'm gonna enjoy this rest today because I think I picked up every day this week. I think I even picked up Sunday, to be honest. I think I even picked up Sunday. And my phone, God, I thank you that my phone is ringing. But I put some ads out and I have some taxes to do, and I just ain't playing. I ain't playing. I ain't playing at all. So if anybody know anybody who need any tax consultations, they need help with their taxes, make sure they call me. I do got 2 ebooks out. One of them is about YouTube money, how to get paid in different ways on YouTube, and the other one is about how to get more traffic to your business. Hence why my phone has been ringing for 2 days. But those 2 ebooks, they only like $30 something, I think. The link might be somewhere on my page. If I can implement one law for humanity, what would it be and why? if I can implement one law, it will probably have to do with either it would have to do with self self-improvement self-improvement teachings that needs to be in schools way earlier ages than high school. um because when people have knowledge of self and like knowledge of emotional intelligence, it's a different type of world. And I feel like a lot of people lack emotional intelligence and they lack knowledge of self, and that's why it's so much immorality going on. Like, y'all fail to realize a lot of people, the reason why they sleep around with people is because they don't love themselves. They are seeking some type of they having some type of power struggle, and that's the only thing that makes them feel important. It's the only thing that makes them feel confident. You know what I mean? And sexual immorality causes too much death, STDs, and broken homes, and like it's nothing but generational curses of children who are growing up lacking things because of the type of household dynamics that they got to grow up in. So I just feel like self improvement and emotional intelligence is so important. I feel like that would be something that I would implement. I guess maybe too, because I'm like a coach, educator type of person, that knowledge is always first to me. Before we can address why people act in the way that they do, we gotta acknowledge the fact that it's a lack of information somewhere. And um, self improvement and emotional intelligence is something that is lacking at an all time high throughout nations and worldwide and countries and everything. It's just like, if those two things could start to be introduced more early, not everybody will receive nor retain the information, but if those things could be introduced to mankind at earlier stages of life, it might actually give them time enough to start to process the information. You know what I'm saying? So if you introduce somebody, I would even say I was really smart in elementary school. I don't know why. Well, God, it was because of God, obviously. But I'm talking about, I still got all my report cards. I got 4.0s. I'm talking about I was getting done with my work so fast that the only thing that I could get in trouble was for talking. Because I'm talking because I'm bored. I'm talking because I'm the only person done with my work and I'm a kid. You know what I'm saying? I'm just running my mouth. I want to talk to my friends, you know? But like, if I was able to have anywhere from, honestly, I remember even from first grade where I was like really advanced. Like, I remember my whole first grade year. So if you can introduce self-improvement, just like knowledge of self, it could be some type of emotional intelligence class. Because if you think about it, babies, why do they cry? Because they cannot express how they feeling. They don't know why they feel this way, or they might be upset. You know what I'm saying? Somebody took their toy, and instead of them knowing how to ask for it back politely or understand that the other person might just want them to share with them, or the other person actually might want to play with them, or like boys aggravate you and they hit you and run when they like you, or like girls act mean to you when they like you in elementary school. Like, it's all of these things, all of these dynamics of things that we encounter are because people are not, all the way from adolescence, are not processing their emotions properly. Some people grow up in households where they're being called ugly all day, so now they're insecure and they don't know how to talk to a woman looking her in her eye, or they scared to approach a woman because they scared of rejection. It's nothing wrong with you reaching out. At least you can say that you tried. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you ever gonna know if she feel a way about you if you never even try? But you're afraid of rejection, so you pretty much play the whole game backwards, and you never really reach your full potential or never really get the person that you want because you're not even willing to put in the work. It's just like so many things that we encounter. So many boys are in locked up right now because they didn't know how to handle their anger properly. They didn't know how to control their emotions properly. Like, They didn't feel confident enough to speak up and ask for help when they needed help because they felt like nobody would help them, or they wasn't good enough to have this conversation with this person, or nobody was listening. Like, you fail to realize so much is going on, all because of people lacking emotional intelligence, let alone self-development and self-improvement. You know what I'm saying? It has to be some type of knowledge of self that goes out in the world at a very early age, so that even if, of course, a person is not going to get all these lessons and really know how to process the information when they young, when they in elementary school, but years and years of teaching them, just like y'all, they teach us stuff that we never going to use, they're going to start to remember things that's being said to them. Like, oh, well, um, you have to be confident enough to hear a no in order for you to speak out enough to finally hear a yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, so many people are failing in life is because they lack the confidence to hear a no. You know what I'm saying? They're afraid of hearing a no. Nobody cares who says no. We only care about the ones who say yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just so much that I feel like it's lacking because the lack of awareness of self-development, self-improvement, and emotional intelligence. So self-development is when you actually learning how to look inside yourself and identify things. Self-improvement is once you really know yourself, how to make self better. You feel me? So um yeah, it's just like I would implement a law that it has to be more, yeah, like self-awareness teaching, like, yeah, more psychology. I think school should be more made up of like self-awareness, psychology, health, certain types of math, because a lot of the math they teach don't have nothing to do with nothing. Financial literacy, of course. Um, if history was ever taught, it would be the right kind of history. Um, I mean, in school, you have reading, spelling, language arts, and comprehension or something. Like, why do I have 4 classes that's named different things that mean all the same thing? Like, all of it has to do with reading, spelling, comprehension, language arts, all of that, grammar, all of that stuff could be up under one thing. And then the other 4 classes could be made up of like self-awareness, emotional intelligence. Well, emotional intelligence, self-improvement, and self-development will be somewhere all up in self-awareness. Well, I wouldn't even call it self-awareness. It will be something. Maybe it will be, I don't know. But we need those classes early in earlier ages. Because people don't even be understanding how much damage they doing to their kids by how they talk to them, how they treat them, how they don't listen to them. Just like, man, and they be destroying their children at young ages, and it's all because they have not themselves learned certain things. And trust me, I'm speaking about this only because I had to learn these things. I think I was way more worse with my mouth. My temper was shorter when I was younger. I had my kids when I was still a kid. Like, I was 16 years old when I had my kids. So my temper was a lot shorter. You don't know how emotionally distraught it causes a child to be when you yell at them. They don't even know why you're yelling. They don't know if you're about to come beat them or like they just be like, now they nerves bad. Now they grow up. They got anxiety. They fearful. Um, just so many things. Like I said, the lack of confidence, insecurity. Like, oh my God, it's all just like passed down generationally because the lack of emotional intelligence. Like, so that would be one law they would have to teach them. So like when you go and you want to open like a daycare or something, they got this class called oh, early childhood development. And I think early childhood development and psychology along with emotional intelligence and like self-improvement skills, those are the skills that helped me the most in life, that made me the best version of myself. And those are things that they don't even teach until you like in college, or you gotta be grown and go research the stuff on your own. So it's people who never even encounter these topics because either they're not in the field of work um, to even look into it, so they don't even know that it's a thing that they should be aware of. Like, it's just so much. It's just crazy. But I love you all. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in my next video. I'm finna spend some time with me. I love y'all. Star, and Thor God. I think that's your name. Everybody who's still here, I love y'all and have a great Sunday. I'll see you later.